Okay.
Should be live within moments.
Oh, yeah?
Momentarily.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?
Pending.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
Yep.
All right. There you go.
What?
Oh. Huh. Oh. All right.
How am I suddenly not muted?
What?
It's
Stop it! You're ruining my stream!
not ruining your stream. Everything's fine.
God!
You're fine. We're fine. Okay.
Okay. Hello, welcome to Awesome Hardware episode
200.
like the muscle memory in my throat wanted to say 190 or one something.
But it's not.
And now I gotta change everything. My life has completely changed. Because now we're on the 200s. People, episode 200 flat. What a milestone. Congratulations to us. We've been doing this show since what, 2015? 2015?
I did the math on my side. It's 200 episodes. We do it weekly.
Yeah, more or less.
That's 10 years. 10 years we've been doing this.
I couldn't even drink. It wasn't even Awesome Hardware until both of us could drink legally. It's not really Awesome Hardware until there's beer in both of our hands.
It's true.
So, but yeah, your science checks out. The science and math check out. We are 10 years strong, and this is a live show that we do every single Tuesday. We're very happy to have you today. It's a very special episode to us. It means that we can actually get our act together at least once a week and do something repeatably for the greater good, for whether it be for the lulz or for the information that we share. We're very proud of this show that we do. It's a small, humble show, and but at the same time, we're very honored that we have all of you to watch us every week and to interact with. It's a fun gig. It's a fun time.
It's all about consistency. That's the main thing.
It's all about consistency.
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency is key.
Speaking of consistency, no show next week.
No show next week. Yes, next week's show is canceled. In the name of consistency, we have decided to cancel next week's show. Paul will be on vacation, and we will resume shortly after that. So now that that announcement's out of the way, we can talk about the fact that we sell things. We sell things.
Sell things.
It's like, is now a good time to try to sell them things?
Sure, why not?
No.
You're having a sale, Kyle.
Oh, I'm selling things, and it's like things are like discounted and stuff. It's crazy.
Everything with the Bitwit logo is
Bitwit
on
logo.
sale.
Everything Bitwit logo-esque.
Including the 2 fidget spinners that you've had.
There's probably one now. There's probably like the last remaining fidget spinner. If anyone buys the fidget spinner, along with any other order, or just by itself, I will give you a special Johnson shout-out, never before seen on stream.
Well, that is...
You can hold me to that.
All right.
You can hold me to that, all right? The Screw with Confidence shirts, I was wearing one earlier today, but I got really sweaty when I was building the system, which is actually the system that we've been streaming on for Paul's half and for this half, which has been doing well, right? Ryzen 7 3700X, not overclocked, is what we're streaming with right now with an RTX 2070 Super. That's the Gaming X Trio from MSI. Just built the system, installed all the drivers, installed Windows and stuff, clean install this morning, and it's doing great. I don't know why I'm going on a tangent about that, but at any rate,
I feel like the more you talk about that, the worse it is, karmically speaking. But I'm sure it's going to be fine.
It's okay. You know, I made a video about it, so maybe this is just like my low-key advertising for.
People are saying the mic's a little hot.
That's probably just because I'm talking most of the time now. It's the same on my half, but I can.
Yeah, you're right. I'll turn you down just slightly.
Up that compressor, perhaps. Yeah, my store is bitwit.tech. Feel free to purchase anything from there. It's very helpful. It contributes to things like all the hardware that we usually buy for reviews and stuff.
You weren't trying to project on my half, and now you are.
Yes, now I am. I am definitely compensating now.
Sorry about that, guys. I turned it down a little bit. It should be a little better.
The burp shouldn't be quite as loud in your eardrums. Paul's store is paulshardware.net.
Oh, yeah.
He has a smorgasbord of lovely items as well. Everything from pints to mugs to hoodies to shirts, mouse pads.
They're all great.
Everything is amazing. Amazing quality. You will get a shipping discount if you happen to purchase something from both of our stores simultaneously, and we will both be yelling Johnson at you at the end of the show. Additionally, we will use adult language here and there. It's sprinkled throughout the show. We never really know when it's going to happen.
It's for flavor.
It's for the flav. for the flavor.
But not everyone likes that flavor, so if you don't, then don't watch.
Yeah, exactly. And apart from that, we have beer. We have beer that we've been drinking. Clearly, as you can tell, my current mental state indicates one of inebriation, and I plan not to cease that process as I prepare to unearth this bottle of barrel-aged Old Rasputin.
Brand new sentence.
Yeah, stout-aged in rye whiskey barrels, and it's 11.2%. $22 bottle of beer. Holy heaven! Holy hallelujah!
Sweet mother of God.
Here we go. All right, Paul, are you even ready for this? Sorry, I didn't even realize. Are you still working on that?
I'm gonna do my best.
That's all I can ask from you, sugar, is that you do your best. All right. I'm gonna pour a little bit here. Just a little sample. Here. Okay. Ooh, that is blacker than our souls.
That's true.
That is.
It looks dangerous.
Midnight. I mean, you could put like an LED. You could put like an RGB. You could put a cable mod whorehouse on the other end, and you wouldn't be able to see it. I don't know why that makes sense, but let's go ahead and pour.
Cable mod makes whorehouse. Wait, what?
They don't yet, but if they did, I should say when they do, there will be an infinite amount of LED lighting, RGB lighting throughout, probably with RGB cabling, that you'll be able to see the emissions of illuminance from, except through a bottle of beer this dark.
I'm trying to keep up, Kyle. But
no, don't even try. We've lost all communication with my brain. It's okay.
The thread of what you're saying a little bit. All right, it's all good. It's all good.
How we're going to get through this episode.
Crafty just added the whorehouse as a permitted term on Twitch, by the way. I like that.
It can be used in. Is it really like legitimately?
Also, whorehouse with a question mark, so you can be like whorehouse. For everyone who's like whorehouse. What?
It was an innocent question.
Don't understand. No, I appreciate that. It's free speech and all.
Yes,
right? That's what it's about.
There you go. All right, let's just talk about.
I've been dialing back the gain, Chris, a little bit at a time.
The gain?
Compression is what I should turn. Yeah, because gain is where the peaking is going to be coming from.
Yes, indeed. All right, we have a couple news stories from my half.
All right.
That we'll just go into detail about right here. So the first one is from theregister.co.uk, and it's about the AMD lawsuit over the 8-core Bulldozer advertising fiasco.
Oh.
Have you heard about this, Paul?
A little bit.
So basically, back when Bulldozer was more relevant, AMD apparently had a bunch of kind of fake advertisements or false advertisements that these were the first native 8-core CPUs on the market as far as desktop CPUs are concerned, which isn't technically true according to a bunch of angry customers who filed a class action lawsuit in 2015 against AMD, claiming that the chips don't actually have 8 native cores, but rather they share resources. They're 8 modules or 4 modules that share resources like cache and front-end circuitry and things like that, a single floating point unit. So the judge rejected AMD's position that most people define a core, a CPU core, the same way they do, which is, of course, you've got 4 modules and they're split. They're sharing resources, two threads more or less at each core. Why are you laughing?
Mike just donated $50 and brought up something that I had completely forgotten.
That was a classic defining moment.
You're right.
But we wouldn't even be able to re-show that now.
It forced Twitch to contact us directly and be like, guys, don't do that anymore.
It's the fastest. It's the fastest conduit of communication to Twitch we've ever been able to.
It's like, how do we get in touch with Twitch? Dildo. Like,
it was basically the bat sign in dildo form. It's just like instantaneous. I'm here.
That was the greatest email, I think.
Oh, it was so good.
It was definitely in the top 10 emails I've ever received.
We'll talk about that in the later half.
Okay, good.
So there's this lawsuit. People are pissed. It's been going on for years, this lawsuit. It's crazy. The website that we're talking about here that actually delivered the article, The Register, they did a poll of over 4,000 people and found that 47% of people said that a core should be fully independent. They sided with the plaintiffs here, saying that it should be fully independent, have their own resources. 28% agreed with AMD, saying that a core can share execution engines, can share cache with other modules. And then there was the rest were undecided. They were just like, it doesn't really matter one way or another, or I just don't know. But it seems like the favoritism is in the hands of the plaintiffs. And so the proposed settlement that AMD may have to pay out to Bulldozer purchasers who bought one of 7 different AMD chips equates to $12.1 million. They are entitled to an equal share in the $12.1 million pot. These are people who either bought one of those 7 AMD chips or, either through AMD's website or if they were living in California, because I'm assuming it was a California filed lawsuit. That's the state it was filed in. So assuming that 20%, because obviously not every single person who bought a Bulldozer CPU is going to take advantage of this. There's only going to be a fraction of people who are like, oh yeah, I want some money. I want a little bit of a side change from AMD to pay me out. So assuming that maybe a fifth, around 20% of people actually apply for this payout, they would receive $35. A whopping $35. I know it's a very compelling figure, but this is a per person payout, Paul, not a per chip payout. So it doesn't matter if you bought 100 Bulldozer CPUs, you will still get paid out $35. It also means that the more people who opt in to this buyout offer, the less people are going to get. So the smaller the slice of your pie.
If a bunch of people try to redeem it, you'll get less than $35.
And less. Exactly. $35 is the most you'll get.
It's like this
potentially.
It's like this stupid thing that for the credit agencies where they're trying.
Yeah, the FTC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually mentioned in the article because recently the FTC promised a bunch of people upwards of $125 if you were hit by the Equifax data breach.
Whichever one was, but it was based on the idea that a very small percentage of people were actually going to try to claim that money.
Right.
Not to mention the fact that it's like peanuts to the credit reporting agencies as well. So it's like a slap on the wrist. So it's like, oh, you
gave up all your fucking data.
You just like played fast and loose with everyone's personal data in the United States who has a credit history, and you basically like next to zero penalty for it, I guess. Anyway, so that's a separate issue. Everyone freeze your credit.
Yes. So basically, everyone caught wind. So that example, everyone caught wind that the FTC was offering a pot of $700 million. And they were like, oh my God, like we got to get in on this. We can get like $125 a piece. That's, like over $100. That's good. That's like, and you could just.
It's worth it. That'd be worth it for a lot of people.
Imagine finding a $100 bill.
Claim that.
Imagine finding a $100 bill on the floor while you're like walking to class or like walking. Like you'd be super stoked. So obviously people were into this and opted into it, but because so many people opted for the payout, many of them received as little as 21 cents from this $700 million settlement.
Wow.
So potentially, that just kind of highlights the stupidity of the class action lawsuit system that AMD is currently undergoing, where it's like, okay, even if you did go through the motions to get your $35, if enough people do it, you could potentially be receiving a lot less than that. So it's kind of an interesting, the only thing, I guess the takeaway here is that no one's really benefiting from this apart from the lawyers. The lawyers have suggested that they've actually agreed to limit their payout for just working this whole job to a mere 30% of the settlement funds, which would be roughly $3.6 million. So it's funny how this whole thing has come about to really protect the consumer, and we want the consumer to win at the end of the day, and to be there needs to be retribution for the consumer. But at the end of the day, they're probably going to be receiving less than $35 a piece, and the lawyers at the end of the day are getting millions upon millions of dollars.
I will also agree to ignore this story and not talk about it or make a fuss about it anymore for $3.6 million.
I mean, more or less.
More or
Paul,
less.
Paul, you could easily be
ballpark.
You could easily be a lawyer, just based on that statement alone. I think you qualify.
Lawyer
territory.
There's a lot of aspects to this story. There's the argument about the validity of the claim in general, which is to say, was AMD really selling you an 8-core processor, or was it, 8 cores, but so many shared resources that those cores couldn't actually function independently to the tune where they were actually being effective?
Yeah.
I have no doubt that there is a lot of misunderstanding as to what that actually meant when it comes to the legal proceedings about this.
Right.
On the flip side of it, there's the people like, what if? All right, so maybe you bought an 8150, maybe you bought an 8350 a year or two later, whenever that came out. What if you bought a 9590? What if you dropped $500 on the, when they were like, "This is the fastest 8-core."
Right.
But really, it's just like they binned some of them so that they could run at 5 gigahertz, and they shipped an all-in-one liquid cooler with it.
Yeah.
Like, those people invested more money.
Right. They should get more.
Shouldn't you get more money back if they're really trying to reimburse the people who were affected or misled by their advertising? Anyway, I
think it's the logistical nightmare that would ensue if you had categories and tiers of that sort of payout, where instead of just like make it a blanket type of deal.
It's like, I don't have a strong opinion
sucks.
one way or the other about this story, because I feel like the what happened afterwards, the legal procedures that were gone through in order to lead to this $35 per person payout, like, I think that should exist, because there should be some accountability for companies after the fact.
Yeah.
For the products that they sell.
Right.
At the same time, because it's got to go through the courts, and because lawyers are involved, they're going to take a 30% cut and everything. Like, the end result for consumers is often just so like, well, whatever, I guess I'll go submit for my 31 cents or whatever the heck I'm actually going to be reimbursed for this thing. So I don't know. Like, I don't. It's just one of those things in the modern world that functions in a certain way, and you're like, I feel like that could be handled better somehow.
Right.
But I can't tell you how to do that, especially after having a few beers. So,
I'm totally with you on that.
I don't know. Honestly, the Bulldozer CPUs, they sucked anyway. So I'd say that's, if you want to put a cap on this, that's what it comes down to. Bulldozer sucked. It sucked for years. AMD tried to be like, the Bulldozer and 8 cores and everything, and they couldn't get over with it. But you know what they did? They regrouped. They took a few years off, kind of.
Yeah.
And then they came out with Ryzen.
Yeah.
And now they're in a completely different situation than they were before. So
so bear in mind that all of you who purchased a Bulldozer CPU, even though you might not get your $35 back, you essentially invested into Ryzen, and you helped AMD build what it has now. Which is,
you could look at it that way, I suppose.
It's a far-fetched silver lining that I think makes sense.
There are a fair number of people who are like, I'm an AMD fan, Intel's evil, so that's why I support AMD or whatever.
Right.
And in some sense, you could tell them, yes, you did help. You know, you maybe made a little bit of a donation / investment or anyway.
Right.
So.
And also, just a side note, like, I feel like there's so many people who are claiming AMD fanboy on everyone. Like, oh my god, you're such an AMD fanboy. But I think really it's just people who, that's not to say that there are not crazy AMD fanboys out there all over the place. That's definitely true in a lot of cases. But I think people are just pro-competition. And I think right now, AMD is the one who needs to stick it to Intel, and they have been, and so people are rallying behind that because it's making for a more competitive space in the CPU market, at least. And it's not just because, if you're rooting for the underdog, if you're rooting for the company who is making the market more competitive, it doesn't make you a fanboy of that particular company. I mean, you could have switched the roles entirely and had the shoe on the other foot, where AMD was on top for 10 years, and Intel finally came out with a product that was worth a damn, and everyone would be like rallying behind Intel, and they'd be like, oh my god, so many Intel fanboys. It's like, no, they could just, there are Intel fanboys, but they could just be favoring competition and enjoying the fact that consumers now have more options at their leisure. So, at any rate, that was a bit of a digression. Copyright from Jay's 2 cents. But we shall move on to our next article, which is from overclock3d.net. Thank you very much for the XFX reveal of their RX 5700 XT Thick 2.
Thick 2.
The Thick 2 has officially been revealed.
Oh,
we talked about this previously on a former episode, but now it's here in the flesh. We get to see it in its full glory, 35% quieter and 90% larger than AMD's reference model. Can we just focus on that for a minute? 90% larger? How big is this card? It looks like it could be a triple slot behemoth. It's massive. But I do appreciate the aesthetic here.
90%?
That's what it says, 90% bigger than AMD's reference model. I don't know what dimension they're factoring that into, or if it's just in general, how they're measuring that, but that seems like
maybe they're going
humongous.
Maybe they're going by weight or mass or something like that.
I don't know.
That makes more sense.
I don't know, but 90% larger is huge either way you cut it, and it looks pretty cool. I think it looks really nice. It's got sort of like an American muscle car type of vibe with this sort of grill at the end of it. That's chrome plated and everything. It's definitely a different take on GPUs, and I like to see innovation like this, especially when it's done well. And I think most people are going to be psyched about this new design from XFX.
I've jumped over to PC Gamer, who also has an article on this because they have a few more pictures just to show people.
Yeah.
So yeah, this I mean I kind of like this.
I do like that.
It reminds me of a muscle car, and it's just one of those design features where you're like, oh, it evokes something. It makes you. It's reminiscent of something.
Definitely.
So I appreciate that from a design standpoint.
Yeah.
I'm very curious where they're getting that 90% number from, because you're talking about going from a 2-slot card to a card that's slightly taller and maybe a bit thicker.
It doesn't look that much bigger.
Because it's triple slot, but like...
It looks huge from this perspective, but then the picture just above it looks like it's maybe a 2.5-slot card.
Which is what most cards are now.
I know,
You know, like...
So it doesn't look that much bigger.
Most cards now are using a 2-slot interface when it comes to the actual bracket, but then they're being a little bit more aggressive with the amount of space that's taken up inside the case, which is awkward. For some reason, I've been in a conversation about this recently multiple times with people, and like, oh, it's only a 2-slot card. I'm like, no, it's actually 3 because of the extra space. I like the design though. I think there's several designs that have come out recently that kind of do a wraparound where it kind of continues the aesthetic from the bottom to the top.
Which I think looks really nice.
Yeah, so I think that looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
They've also kind of tied in a backplate here with these sort of edge.
The backplate looks very like modular, like very removable. Almost like it's not completely a part of the... I don't know. Actually, it looks like it's integrated with the rest of the shroud, so...
but it looks like it's well. I mean, these are probably renders anyway, so we'd have to see some.
That's my only thing is like it looks really good in the pictures. How does it look in person?
Yeah.
Because I've definitely had that moment where I get a card in or any hardware product in, PC product in, where I have high expectations because I've seen the renders and the renders look really good, and then you see it in real life and you go, oh wow, they really cheaped out on the materials here. Yeah. It didn't look quite as
there's a lot to be said for
smooth or sexy,
especially for tech products and graphics card and stuff, for just holding something in your hands and feeling the quality of it. Is it metal or plastic? Is it built well? Does it hold together?
Flex.
Is there if there are lines that match up on the housing, do they match up correctly? Are they slightly off or askew? So.
It also kind of like, because this definitely seems like one of their flagship cards, and I'd be curious to see some A/B testing or even conduct some myself between like flagship GPUs that have 3 smaller fans or 2 larger fans, because this is a 2-fan design, and I feel like a lot of flagship GPUs nowadays tend to lean towards the triple fan design, but is more necessarily better, or in what category is more more efficient? Is it in more CFM? Is it in more physical fans? I think that'd be a kind of an interesting case study.
According to Darian from YouTube chat, he says the XFX site says it's a 90% larger heatsink, not a 90% larger card.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Makes
thank
a lot
you, Darian.
more sense.
That clarifies a lot. And that's
God bless the chat.
And that's a relevant comparison to make, because you're talking about a heatsink. Heatsinks are often just determined by, like, well, how much money did you spend on the metal that went into that heatsink? How much copper is in there?
Yeah, right.
Because copper has a price per gram or whatever weight you're using to measure it, and more is more expensive.
That's why the Kingpin cards are all freaking copper.
Yeah.
Like the whole freaking block is copper because it's expensive as shit, and it goes for like plus $1,000. But it would be nice to get one of these on the test bed and give it a whirl. On that note, though, we should move on to our next article, which is from Hexus.net, and this has been circulating the net quite a bit recently. This is about the new Android software. Android Q is now officially known as Android 10. So therefore ends the nice run of desserts that they had going. Previously Android was naming all their software updates with desserts and tasty candies and treats, and now it's just Android 10. Why?
I feel like
Why?
I feel like this is sort of a misrepresentation of the size of the Pacific Ocean in this graphic here, right?
This map was provided by flat earthers.
Doesn't Alaska kind of come pretty close to the tip of Russia over here? Or Yakutsk?
No, it definitely does. It definitely does.
Yakutsk or whatever.
It looks like they were really pining for a 21:9 monitor resolution.
That's fine. Just want to point out to any of our geography enthusiasts out there.
Don't use this for your geography
Not an
class.
accurate representation.
Absolutely.
All right.
But so Android 10 is now known as Android Q, or Android Q is now known as Android 10 rather. Why the change? Well, Google claims that this is primarily in the interest of international understanding and simplicity, which kind of bullshit. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
They couldn't think of a dessert that starts with Q.
Well, hold your horses there, Paul, because it's still internally referred to as Android Queen Cake, which I believe Queen Cake is a certain type of cake that is a real thing, but I could be completely wrong.
That's stupid. That sounds like something that's in England and doesn't actually exist elsewhere.
Yeah, it could just be like some bullshit British reference that doesn't actually exist.
Some garbage those Brits are trying to...
Yeah. No, I agree. But still, like, couldn't they have been, I mean, it's Google. Couldn't they have been a bit more creative? Like, instead of actually having, the Q be part of a real candy or dessert type thing, couldn't they have done, like, I don't know.
I have to be honest here. The real reason I'm upset about this is because I was really waiting for Android R, which I assumed was going to be rhubarb pie, which is just...
Android rhubarb pie.
Rhubarb.
And couldn't they have at least been like more whimsical and still gone with at least the food theme?
Or raspberry. Anything raspberry would be great for Android R.
Android
quiche.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Android quiche.
Quiche. It's the only food I can think of that starts with a Q.
That was it.
It's not a dessert though.
It doesn't matter. Could you make a dessert quiche?
Is there a dessert quiche? Kyle's gonna search for that right now. Dessert quiche.
These are the important questions we need to ask.
Look at that!
French in the flesh. It's the first thing that pops up.
Sweet vanilla
French
quiche.
in the flesh. Sweet vanilla quiche.
Apple cinnamon quiche.
10 best dessert quiche recipes. Google, you motherfuckers. It's right here.
Quiche Lorraine is a dessert?
All they had to do was use their own search engine.
See, quiche is usually horrible and stupid. And someone brings you quiche and you're like, look, it's like a little mini pie thing with like some egg and cheese in it, and you eat it and you're like, oh, you could have just made me an egg. I would have appreciated that.
Eggs in like most desserts.
Yeah.
Cake, pie.
This sounds delicious. French sweet vanilla quiche sounds glorious to me, I think.
I didn't realize it'd be so fired up about this article.
This is a missed opportunity right here.
But basically, The new logo. They have a new logo.
Quench gum.
Quench gum.
Really, Internet Monkey? That's a... All right, fine.
Is that a real suggestion?
That's fine. Those motherfuckers. Those...
Mother.
All right.
Someone Twitch clip that.
What else do you have to say about this?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's
Nothing
over.
other than it's stupid. And like, look at the
Stupid.
logo. If you go up, you'll see the logo for Android 10.
I mean, these.
Look,
Right?
that's it. That's the logo. Android 10. It's as boring as the name. They can't. They don't even have a picture dessert emoji icon to go along with it because there's nothing. And also, why did they go with a number? If they were already doing letters, why didn't they just say Android Q? Why wasn't it just called Android Q, Paul? Why did they have to switch over to a completely new category of digits?
You want me to turn you down a little bit?
Sorry.
The board over here.
Our compressor has limits. I apologize.
For some reason, you're reminding me of Lou from Unbox Therapy there. For some reason, I'm getting mad. I'm okay with this as an Android logo.
Yeah.
Because logos,
Sure,
I think, good
sure.
logos
Yeah.
should be very simple. Should be simple. They should be a shape or something like that.
Right.
This is pretty simple. It's like a half circle with a couple dots for eyes and a couple antenna. That's a simple, good logo.
That's all we could ask for.
To distinguish Android 10, though,
Right?
no.
Right. Of course.
There would need to be something else there. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with this as an updated Android logo. Plenty of other issues with their naming choices and stuff like that. And I really like the dessert thing. Isn't there a thing at Google? Like if you go to the campus at Google and they have all the Android, they have like Android stuff out front, like statues with the different Android, right?
Different candies and stuff and
I'm gonna
desserts.
look that up.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Google HQ Android statues.
Dessert. Cool.
Right?
What?
Google HQ Android statues. This is why I'm upset. Look how awesome this is. If it loads. Never mind. Look
If
how
you-
awesome this is. Jelly bean or ice cream sandwich,
honeycomb.
or honeycomb or whatever.
Yeah.
They made all these cool statues.
Are they just going to have a statue of the numbers 10?
And when I
It's just going to be a number 110?
lollipop is there and gingerbread is there and everything.
Is it going to be like...
and whatever the ice cream
Now there's
one
going to be a
was.
statue that just says
Or
10.
Froyo. There was
Froyo?
F was Froyo.
Yep.
So yeah,
Kit Kat.
this is what upsets me. Like, there's certain things
Barley.
about Google as a company that I've always liked,
Yeah.
and certain aspects of it have slipped away over time. Like, I really liked back in the day. I don't know how long ago it was before they killed it, but when their sort of unspoken internal motto was "Don't be evil." Like, I liked that.
Yeah.
I know it's not like be good all the time or anything like that, but don't be evil when you're
Right.
talking about something like a company that's handling massive amounts of people's data that
Yeah,
could
right.
easily manipulate it for their own gains.
Put your
and
moral
stuff like
compass in
that.
check, right?
So
Anytime
this,
you hear that.
I'd say, if we're trying to look for a more, like, for a deeper reason for why this is upsetting to people, it's because it's getting away from some of the older Google, just company philosophies or whatever you
Right.
might say, where
Right.
they had these fun Android dessert things that were
Yeah.
out front, and the people who are going in to, be developers or whatever for Google could see them and be like,
If
"Oh,
you
that's
were
cute."
if you were in charge of naming Android Q, what would you name it?
I don't know. That's hard. I would need quail egg.
It's tough.
Quail. Is there a quail egg dessert?
I'm sure some
Me?
people consider quail eggs as desserts.
I don't like the Queen's cake thing. Or
Neither do
whatever
I,
that
it
they're going
sucks.
for. It's too regional and
So
and
I
distinct or
I
whatever.
just typed in Google.
Quetzal, cucumber, croissant. We have some suggestions in chat. Quick cookie.
See, had they just used it as like okay, I already know they did Kit Kat.
Yeah.
But if they just used a dessert that had a K sound, but then used a Q, I don't think anyone would have cared.
Oh yeah, Android Quit Kat.
Yeah, Android Kit Kat.
Except-
Like, had they
except
done Android Kit Kat
Only
or something
people
like
who would have
that,
been mad would be Kit Kat. itself.
Android Cookie with a Q, no one would have given two shits. Because they'd be like, yeah, Q's hard, man. But for them to go to 10,
Quaker oatmeal
that's
cookie.
such a You see the difference? Cookie with a Q versus 10. The number 10.
Quaaludes.
You can't even, Android Quaaludes. That would have been good.
Quinoa in chat. Chat is just a endless fount of
If you go on Google, the company in question, funny enough, and you type in dessert Q, it autofills. And the autofills that pop up is dessert quiche is the first one, because apparently we've learned today that dessert quiches are a thing. They are a real thing that they could have easily used, and fuck Android 10. You motherfuckers. And there's also dessert quesadilla, which sounds disgusting, but I'm sure can be
No, you're wrong about
done
that.
in some ways.
Dessert quesadilla, you just no cheese. No cheese.
Dessert quinoa? Yeah, that's the disgusting one.
Quinoa is...
And then there's dessert quick and easy.
It's very healthy, the quinoa.
There's also dessert quotes. They could have just gone with dessert quotes. At any rate, Google, I'm not sure what you're smoking right now, but it ain't quiche.
It's not quiche. It's not the good quiche, that's for sure.
I guess we'll move on to the next story.
Okay.
All right, this is the last news article. Fuck it. Adidas, the fucking shoe company, signed Ninja as its first pro gamer.
Pro gamer
deal. Wow, Ninja's
Adidas.
He's signed with Adidas now. This is news.
There's Ninja giving his accountant a high five. Hey, I just made a bunch of more money.
Hey, high five. You should see what my feet look like. They're wearing Adidas.
Yeah.
This is important because it's Ninja and he's relevant. He's the first pro gamer to ever be signed by the brand. No shit. Why would you ever sign a gamer to a foot brand or a footwear brand? We're not sure, but there it is.
There's a video of him walking in slow motion.
I mean, it makes sense because, it
has a lot to do with shoes.
Footwear improves your gaming skills, right? Just like RGB, just like, tempered glass. So, yeah, this is a huge brand deal. I mean, he probably got paid several millions of dollars.
And all he had to do was walk down the street for 10 seconds.
All he had to do was walk.
In slow motion video.
No, I mean, I don't put it past him. Like, he obviously got to this point because of everything he's done. He put in a lot of hard work to get here. But, I mean, damn, it just goes to show, like, American capitalism will stop at nothing to monetize any way it can. A shoe company is now snatching up pro gamers. Oh shit, that's my contractor. My contractor is here.
He's waving at you?
He is waving at us. Oh, cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's dropping off some lights, I think, for our living room. Awesome.
That's good.
That's awesome. At any rate, Ninja is now... he's now a shoe guy. He's now Adidas. People were saying that he was wearing Adidas a lot, and they didn't really think much of it, and now it's pretty obvious why. The brand's intent is to show its commitment to gamers and their money, because at the end of the day, this is a company who sees dollar signs. Like, they don't see Ninja as a gamer. Like, yeah, that's the moment we've been waiting for. We've been wanting to branch into the gaming market. We were just waiting for the right person. No, they see Ninja and they see dollar signs, hella dollar signs, and they go, just like toy companies have slapped Ninja logos on all their shit, just like other brands that aren't necessarily related to gaming have also used the Ninja name to monetize. It's something that young kids, gamers and shit just reach out for because it's familiar and it's trendy and all that, and as a business, this makes sense. Even if it doesn't make sense from a logical standpoint, that logical standpoint being you don't need good shoes to be a good gamer. But the business logic is that if you slap a really popular gamer's name onto your products, they will sell. So, and you know what's crazy? And I guess it's not too crazy, it's pretty par for the course, but when I was testing our stream earlier today on the new system that we just built...
You were wearing Adidas.
I was not, but I thought about it because of the whole endorsement. I was like,
You're like, if I was wearing Adidas, this would probably be going more smoothly.
Yes, this would definitely boost, it would improve my life tenfold, but the very first ad that played on my test stream was an Adidas ad. And I have to imagine there was some setup there that Adidas was like, this is now going to be in front and center of the eyes of millions of gamers across the globe. We need to dump a ton of advertising dollars into Twitch, where the main demographic will be. Obviously, all of Ninja's original subscribers and followers are on that platform, and so we need to just push this really heavily. And the very first ad I was fed today on the Twitch platform was an Adidas ad.
Obviously, there's someone from Adidas who's like here, probably
Here, right now,
watching.
probably looking through one of these gaming mice or some shit. You know,
They
I don't know.
They can do that.
They can do anything they want,
Wow.
Paul. So it's very scary. It's very scary times that we live in. So yeah, become a pro gamer. You will get free shoes. That's probably the moral of the story. That's it for tech news. Sponsor spot.
Good. Sponsor spot. Yay.
Nah. Sponsor
Clear
spot.
some space, Kyle.
Sponsor spot.
All right. Guys, today's episode of Awesome Hardware is proudly sponsored by AOC.
Make sure it doesn't fall.
Here's an AOC monitor. You can go to us.aoc.com if you'd like to check out an assortment of their monitors, because they have lots of different varieties. Whether you're a gamer or whether you're a content creator,
Ow.
or whether you're just looking for a good deal on something to get you going, AOC has many monitors available. So check their website. The monitor we're looking at right today, and we're going to be assembling here in front of you, at least when it comes to the stand and everything, is the AG271FZ2.
Ow.
The model name rolls off the tongue, but you guys
Oh my god.
are not impressed already by the noises that Kyle is making.
I'm sorry. I can't.
This is a 27-inch monitor with a 240 hertz refresh rate as well as free sync.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, that's awesome. I will vouch for the fact that higher refresh rate monitors are better.
Easy unboxing process.
Kyle is doing the unboxing process right now. It's also got FreeSync support. That means it will work with NVIDIA GPUs as well, because NVIDIA now also allows you to turn on variable refresh rate with FreeSync monitors. 0.5 millisecond listed MPRT response time.
Nice.
Again, that 240 hertz refresh rate, as well as shadow control. I'll be honest, I don't know what shadow control is. Brighten dark areas or sync them back into blackness on the fly without affecting the rest of the display. All right, well, that explains it. Anyway,
I need the mounting screws.
what's going on, Kyle?
I'm trying to find the mounting screws.
Oh, we have a VESA mount here in the back of this monitor.
Wait, does it need mounting screws? It does, right?
Yeah, it does need screws. We're gonna put the
Screws.
back of the monitor on right here.
Where are the screws at?
Oh, they're taped right here,
Oh,
Kyle.
found them.
No,
Oh,
they're taped on right
oh, they're
there.
on the thing.
Look how convenient
That's handy.
AOC makes assembling your monitor by taping the screws to the monitor stand itself.
That's so much better. What?
Here, do this
What
to this
geniuses.
first, because that looks like a hand cranky doodle. Hand cranky doodle there.
Cranky
As
doodle.
I like to call them, the hand cranky doodles.
Cranky doodle dandy.
Just gotta flip out the little flip-dorino there.
Yeah. Yep. Oh God.
Anyway, as I was mentioning, a huge thank you to AOC for sponsoring Awesome Hardware.
We love you.
They're our sponsor for this week. Next week, again, if you missed the beginning of the show, we're not going to be doing a show, so we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Cancelled.
And then they are sponsoring us through the month of September as well. So you guys will be getting a little
That
bit.
doesn't look right.
Yeah, I think you had it kind of off when you popped that thing into.
Damn
that.
it! Ah!
Right.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I can assure you that this monitor stand is very simple to assemble.
Make sure you do it sober.
When you haven't been drinking a decent amount,
Yeah.
as Kyle has.
Okay,
So
I got this.
there's a couple.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see a little
there's
notch.
hook. Yeah,
There's a notch.
there's a little hook that hooks in. The stand is made of metal. It's very sturdy,
It's very hard.
which is one of the things with monitors that I often look at. The monitor, I mean, there's stuff about the panel itself and everything that you should definitely be aware of when you're buying a monitor, especially if you're looking for something that has specific stats for gaming. But the stand is important. The stand is going to give you a nice, stable stand to mount the monitor to, and then a good stand is going to have some adjustments, and this one has some height adjustment as well as some tilt adjustment, which is good on there. Is that all right? Should we lay it flat?
Hold it right there. No.
Now we're
You
going to
got
hold
this.
it. We're holding it.
I got this. One in, one and done, son.
This has a VESA mount on the back.
Yes.
I haven't measured it directly, but I believe it's a standard 100 millimeter VESA mount,
One
which
more.
is 100 millimeters square, which is also very nice because if you don't happen to use the stand, that means you can use a wall mount or a swing arm mount or something like that, which is often very convenient if you're trying to set up a desk setup and you're trying to minimize the footprint.
Hey!
But there we go.
OC. So, okay, we have height adjustment,
There we go.
tilt,
And tilt.
and swivel.
Oh, it swivels
does
too.
swivel. I wasn't expecting the swivel.
I didn't
triple
want to
threat.
say it swivels too,
Triple threat, baby.
but it does.
It ticks all the boxes in the stand department.
Does it pivot? If it pivots, I'm going to be... Oh my gosh.
Oh, it
pivots.
pivots!
Oh, look at that. That's the four-way trifecta,
Pivot.
even though trifecta is the wrong word because I said four-way.
Quadfecta?
Those are the four things that a monitor stand should do, and this monitor stand does it.
Very nice.
If you're interested in inputs, by the way,
I'm impressed.
DVI, in case you have an older system, with dual-link DVI, you also have a couple HDMI 2.0s, a DisplayPort, and a VGA input. So if you're trying to connect this up to an older device or something like that, you got that as well. VGA is something that's often left out on monitors. There's also a mic and keyboard, mouse, headphone, and mic pass-through as well.
USB 3.
And there's a USB...
one upstream, two downstream.
and there's a USB hub
Nice.
integrated there too.
Beautiful.
Well done. Yeah, that's a nice set of features there.
I will
The last
probably
thing I
try
want to
using
point
it.
out for this monitor, since we've already talked about the features and everything, is this little guy right there. Right? It's a simple addition. It's like this tiny little thing that flips down from the back. Really basic. And guess what you do? You hang your headphones from that. Look at that.
Smart.
It's a good spot to keep your headphones.
It's very smart, actually.
Anyway,
Very
this
smart.
is the AOC Aegon gaming monitor, 240 hertz refresh rate. Huge thank you to AOC once again for sponsoring awesome hardware. And yeah, we'll be showing off this monitor over the next few episodes as well.
I love it.
So stay tuned for that.
I love it. Thank you, AOC.
Thanks, AOC.
I'm going to use this later.
Groovy.
Groovy. Okay. All right. I think that's all for sponsors. Probably we can move on to our next segment, which is the best Twitch clips.
The best
of awesome hardware.
Twitch
we
clips
have
of awesome
compiled the list of some of the best moments, and obviously it's a fairly short list. We've done 200 episodes after all, and amidst that, there's a lot of good moments that we've had over the last few years. But these are just some of the standout moments that have been provided by either myself, Cell Processing, our good friend and moderator in chat, as well as some of you who have even added your own moments that you find most fond. So let's go ahead and just go through these fucking Twitch clips and see, and just react to them, I guess. I honestly only know, I haven't watched all of them, so
All right, we're gonna show this. It doesn't matter.
I don't remember everything here. Oh no, we can't show that though.
We're not doing it live. We're just showing the
Okay,
clip
fine.
of it.
All right, we're just showing it. Do it.
It's a 200th episode. It's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, Kyle, wow is the name of this Twitch clip.
All right.
Oh,
so
okay. This is.
here
You
it
got to
is,
start
guys.
off with this one.
This is the classic.
It's quintessential awesome hardware lore.
Yes, indeed.
Anyone who knows this show knows
Reader
this
mode.
clip, but it's always worth a
Get rid
rewatch
of the
because
chat.
I'm an idiot.
So this is the OG.
Can
Kyle.
you? Okay.
In between episodes, I was in the bathroom.
You were taking a piss or
I was
something.
taking a piss.
Yeah, and I was taking a piss in my eye.
Meanwhile, Kyle's like, "What if I just point this at my face?" And
Little did I know.
What could happen? What could go wrong?
No! That was the moment. That was the moment awesome hardware history was made.
Oh my God.
I mean, still till this day, I can't believe that happened on our stream. And you know, for at least a year, I don't know, I haven't checked it in a year or so, but this was one of the top Twitch clips of all time.
Really?
On the whole platform.
Really?
Up there with there was Dr. Disrespect had a couple, and there was some, other big streamers, and this was in the top 10
We're better than all those
for
other
the
people.
longest time. And it was it was really cool because I felt maybe some people will trickle down and discover our show because of
finally
this
made it.
stupid moment. And then what is this? Do they have audio? They probably do have
They
desktop audio,
they
right?
do have audio. Oh, you want me to turn desktop audio on?
Yeah, I mean, just in case there's something funny we say or something.
I turned desktop audio on, guys. If there's an echo, I apologize. This is Pi, October 17th, 2017.
Oh my gosh, this was at the old Santa Ana studio.
This is in Santa Ana. This
Yeah.
is. I don't remember this.
I'm eating pie
Wait,
off of your head.
I should be showing people what we're watching. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. Refresh. Play again. This is Kyle dipping his
Whipped
pie in
cream.
the whipped cream that's on my head.
I want to say it's really good.
Whatever it is. That sounds delicious.
Paul cream tastes just as good as regular whipped cream.
Okay. Next up,
Pucker up, bitch.
Pucker.
Oh, this is not
no.
the lipstick. You were wearing the lipstick.
Why did I do this again?
It was either for a bet or a
There's
dare,
a bed,
or
a dare,
some kind of.
something like that. I had to put lipstick on.
Wait, can we hear the audio that we're saying? Can we hear what we're?
It's just yeah, it doesn't even matter. Whatever, it doesn't matter at all. Whatever, we're all gonna die. Okay, do it.
We're gonna die.
That was God!
I couldn't help but recoil in disgust. I got the mark on my the mark on my cheek.
I just want your wife to come in.
Look that direction. You have to look that direction.
Oh, what an affair that was.
I don't remember why I did that. Okay, what's this? Speaking of dicks.
I just found this on Google. I have no idea if this is any good.
Speaking of dicks, this is from July 24th, 2018. I see you got a haircut.
Wait, where's the audio? Oh, it's so short.
Oh, wait.
Pup Shepherd.
Pup Shepherd,
$5.
Speaking of dicks, I saw Jays.
What did I say?
Speaking of dicks, I saw Jays. That was it. That was the whole clip. That was the whole clip. Alright, speaking of dicks.
Okay.
Oh, it's the Halloween.
Oh shit! I didn't even recognize you.
Wow.
I thought you were Nick. I thought you were Nick from
Yeah,
LMG or
I have
something.
makeup on and stuff. How to get a sponsor.
And
You sure did, you
I
know.
tried out the Carolina Reaper.
Whoa.
And it was.
Oh, it
I
was.
did
nasty
not
tip.
envy Kyle one bit.
It was pure hell, and eating it wasn't even the worst part.
Oh, it was.
To be honest, it was the day after.
The day after was when
Multiple trips to the bathroom were taken.
it really killed you.
It was bad, but we might have gotten a sponsorship deal out of it because the guys from over at Savage Jerky hit me up. They DM'd me on Twitter like, "Hey, we
Who
love
did
what
the
we're
jerky?
doing here.
The
You're an
jerky?
asshole. We'd love to work with you closer." They didn't say that exactly, but they might as well.
When
Basically
shits
between
get
the
you
lines
sponsor
were saying
deals.
that. So maybe we'll be seeing more of them later.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that at all. That's cool. It was some tasty jerky. All right.
Alright. Alright.
Oh
That
my
was-
god! Like so many moments that I have no recollection of, that I don't remember at all. But
no.
like we've had a lot of good times.
There has. It's been.
Yes, we were talking about the Carolina Reaper beef jerky,
Okay.
and it wasn't that bad. Like I was saying, it wasn't that bad going in, but the next day I really felt it, and that's when the sponsorship deal came about. What is this? The
Alright, this
oh,
is June
yeah.
6th, 2017, which would be right after a Computex. But did you not go that year? Was this the year that you
might have been the year I
you
stayed
got,
behind.
got married or something
Yeah,
like that? So
right.
I was jet lagged, and Kyle was not.
Yep.
And
before. This is like a
just
brand
me-
new thing when it comes to our
like falling asleep.
this market.
Just
Oh my
me,
god! Just straight up asleep.
Just me falling asleep
For fans.
while we're live.
And engineers actually call this
You
stereotype
trying to.
emergency
You're talking about your.
Yeah, I'm just going through the motions. Like I don't even know you're there.
I'm just asleep.
You could have been dead.
basically lets us know right off the bat that this is not going to be.
Yes, you look
not going to be a
up.
budget.
Yeah, wait. I
Oh,
was like, wait.
okay.
No, I'm fine. And I could tell. I was looking back at you like, oh yeah, Kyle.
Yeah. Everything you said.
Those things you were saying.
I
Very,
agree with all of it.
very helpful, very useful.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
We also have this one here, which is a PewDiePie video. Did you know we were on PewDiePie?
Yeah. Everyone was tweeting at me that day, like, "Oh my god, you're on a PewDiePie video,"
So
and I was like, "What?"
PewDiePie watched Kyle do the the pop in the face.
That was so surreal.
He's already.
And he's
Look
so.
at It's like what?
What do you think was gonna happen? Thank God I have glasses. Jesus Christ, dude.
Jesus Christ. That's beautiful. Does he watch the? Oh, he watches us watching it back too, which is great. This is my favorite
Yeah,
part.
no,
is
your reaction is
our reaction
priceless.
watching it afterwards.
Like you almost start drilling and just falling on the ground. You're
I almost
laughing so
died.
hard.
I nearly died there. That was a good one.
I think the top comment on that video is you actually saying like, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
On PewDiePie's video?
No, my
okay,
re-upload of it.
Your re-upload, okay.
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh my god.
It's good to laugh. It's good to laugh hard.
Oh my god. You know, and like, you know, occasionally, you know, I'm sure you feel like get the same thing. Like once in a while, you'll have someone who recognizes you out on the street or whatever. Like, oh hey, I like your YouTube videos and stuff. But I have yet to find someone or meet someone who's like, who has no idea what my channel is or what it's about, but recognizes me only from that Twitch clip.
You're the guy.
You're the bottle dude.
Thing in the
You're
face.
the idiot from the PewDiePie video. Like that has yet to happen, but I'm sure at some point, sooner or later, it's going to. But that was good. What a trip down memory lane that was.
We do have one more
Oh, good.
that we might get in trouble for.
Hey, you know what?
is-
We could. I think it's time that we contact Twitch.
You know, this is specifically from Crafty Hack, who posted this. This is from 2016.
Okay, hold on
So what-
though.
What?
There's been a lot of news in the news lately about Twitch just throwing down the ban hammer to left and right for streamers. And there's also been some controversy that they've been like giving the green light. They've been giving a pass to certain select streamers.
Yes.
That's been everywhere, but then and it has to do somewhat with like gender, I guess, or whatever. Like the females tend to get off lighter than the males. I'm just repeating what I've been seeing in the headlines constantly for the last month or so, and it just makes me a little weary because when we're moments away from showing this clip, I think to myself, what's the worst that could happen? And that worst is us getting banned forever or an indefinite amount of time, which kind of scares me because
That's kind of true.
we've built this up to be something, and I like what we have here, and I really want to show the clip. Don't get me wrong. I want nothing more than all of this to go away and just us to show the clip. But I'm just putting it out there because Twitch seems to be wielding the Thor banhammer.
Again, this was the one incident, the one thing that we've done in 200 episodes of Awesome Hardware.
Yeah. We can link it on Twitter.
I can just say what it is.
We can link it on Twitter too.
So, I think it's clear that Kyle is uncomfortable showing this clip live. And I understand that. You know, we don't want any bans to take effect. There's a Twitter link to Crafty Hack's Twitter that we can share if you guys want to watch. It's great. It's a great clip. Kyle's dying of laughter now and and you guys are like, anyway. So I'll tell you guys what it is, and then you guys can click the link in chat if you really want to watch the clip from Twitter. A fan sent us an adult toy. An adult toy. And we had it for a few different episodes. We had it for a couple episodes at my place. At Kyle's place, he was just, because it had a suction cup on the back, he was just sticking it to the monitor behind us.
It was a dildo.
It was just there.
We can say it was a dildo.
We can say dildo.
These are words. They can't ban us for words.
Yeah. So anyway, the clip is Darude Sandstorm with Kyle doing a dildo dance with flipping it all around and everything.
And we actually had Darude playing, I think, too.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great clip. Everyone should watch it. Classic, awesome hardware. But Twitch did reach out to us afterwards, and they're like, guys, You can't. You can't.
You can't
just can't
throw
have,
dildos
have
around.
a dildo everywhere on screen. That's beyond the pale. So we were like, all right, Twitch, we understand. Thank you for emailing us and telling us about this first, rather than just banning our channel. So I think that's probably why we're making this decision right now.
Right.
They hit us up first and was like, guys, please don't do this again. So we're not doing it again. But if you guys,
I forgot Nori comes in.
oh yeah, Nori. my dogs were there, and Nori got excited, and she was maybe trying to get at the dildo too.
Because she saw I was excited, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
just came up to me and naturally curious about the dildo.
That's great.
In question.
Go to Kyle's Twitter. He just retweeted.
I just retweeted it from Crafty.
He just
Thank you,
retweeted
Crafty,
it.
for posting that.
I should.
On July 28th of 2016.
Mhm.
That was 3 years ago.
That's insane.
We've been doing this show for so long. The dildo moment was 3 years ago. The bottle incident, we didn't even realize, 2 years. It's been almost exactly 2 years since the bottle incident. Guys, I am floored by how quickly time has moved. Absolutely insane. But yeah, dildo is definitely one for the books.
All right.
Darude dildo.
I retweeted that too.
Darude dildo.
Good,
All right.
Good times.
Okay, so I think that's it for my half.
Not quite, Kyle.
No, we still have. Well, I guess we still have gaming. We still have Q&A potentially.
We have what chat has been asking for quite some time.
No.
No?
No.
What?
Baby oil?
No.
Oh. Cake. First, my
When-
mind
when you-
immediately went to baby oil.
When you started your stream, your YouTube chat was just cake over and over again. Eventually, I don't know if there were any bans that went into effect or whatever, but they really wanted the cake.
I'm sure.
Which
Yeah, it's got to
I-
happen. It's happening now.
I'm not opposed to.
We have the cake.
I like cake.
2 hundo.
Cake is delicious.
We also need. Let me get a lighter for the candle.
Yeah, okay.
Candles.
Gotta light the candles. Alright, in the meantime, I'm gonna close a bunch of these windows that are open. Alright, that's stupid. Oh, alright, so the cake is right here. This is provided by Wifey Sauce. As you can see on the top of the cake, it says 200 to celebrate our 200th episode. Now, you can't just go to the store and buy a 200 candle though. So that's actually a 5 and then an 8 lying on its side.
We had to improvise a little bit.
Just so we're not trying to pull anything over on you guys. But hey, flip that around. The 5 becomes a 2.
Hey.
The 8 becomes 0, 0. That's 200. 200 episodes of awesome hardware.
It warrants
And,
a cake. It warrants. We get a fucking cake.
We got a cake. We got fire. I don't.
Lights on the side.
I guess the lights on the side.
This is the most meme-ish cake I've ever
There you
seen.
go.
There it is. Happy 200th
Happy-
episode to us. Happy 200th episode to us. Happy 200th episode of awesome hardware. Happy 200th episode to us.
Yay! I'm so happy that the good morning to you or the birthday song is now
so
public
applicable.
domain. Where
Yeah, right. That's true.
I don't have to worry
It's
about
very important.
not getting flagged for that or
I
anything.
mean, it's 2019. If we're not getting banned for dildo Darude, it's for singing happy birthday. Let me get some plates.
that's a
plates
good
are-
idea.
plates are
I
good.
thought we were just gonna take a scoop.
We could raw dog it. You want to just... Let's get some plates.
Kyle was about to ask me if I want to raw dog it. Obviously, the answer is yes. Obviously. Anyway, though, guys, this is exciting. Why is your wife yelling at you? That sounded like she had something urgent.
Nope.
No,
She didn't
everything's
think
fine.
I had a knife. I had a knife.
Oh, okay.
This is a knife.
That's a knife.
Ooh, chocolate cake. It looks very good.
It does look really good.
I know.
Okay.
All right.
Let's.
Do you have a knife?
I do have a knife.
Do you have a fork and fork and stuff?
No, that'd be great. Always thinking ahead. Ah, yes.
No. Nice. Such nice whole slices that you
Oh,
made there.
yeah, baby. These are good knives.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
You guys wanted to look at the
Hey, baby.
interior of the cake?
Oh, yeah.
It appears to be a chocolate
Chocolate.
with chocolate cream
Chocolate
icing.
frosting. It's looking good.
Oh, it smells delicious.
Ah.
Wow.
Thank you, honey. And you take a slice for yourself.
Give me my knife back.
Your knife is right here. Thank you.
Your dances.
What?
It's making me think you give the Darude. Alright, we're gonna give
It's
the
stuck in all of our minds right now.
little taste test to the
All right.
cake.
Yep.
This is not Queen's cake, by the way.
No, definitely not Queen's cake. Not an Android cake.
Oh,
Mmm.
so rich.
Chocolatey. Sweet.
Mm. Rich and chocolatey
Moist.
and delicious.
So moist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
Quite moist.
should we do some donations and questions and
Yes.
stuff while you game, perhaps? You could game.
Maybe. I mean, I could.
You could, but you don't
I
have
could
to.
potentially
You
create
could.
a new World of Warcraft classic character.
Yeah, create a character. And
Wait, no, I can't yet. I have to.
Oh.
I have to add time.
oh, you gotta add time.
I gotta log in here. Hold on.
Well, in the meantime, let's go over some of the questions that you guys have asked, along with some donation contributions. Bazinga X, $5. Can one of you two do a video on how to create a YouTube channel, along with what is needed? I trust you two over the other how-to videos. That's such an intense topic. That's a tall order to create a video on how to make it. I mean, you don't need anything to create a YouTube channel, really. All
Yeah.
you need is a camera
Gmail.
and yeah, a Gmail account and a dream. There's so many different ways that you could make that video, depending on how deep or far you want to go, what direction you want to go. I think the more relevant question is, how do you make a successful YouTube? How do you grow a successful YouTube channel and turn it into something that could be potentially, a career, a lifelong passion? And I know that there are certain videos about that.
Power just went out in the whole house.
Power went out in the whole house.
Yes.
Is Eric still here?
Eric was here.
Yeah, he left it on our porch. He left like a package on our porch. He looked at me through the window and waved hi.
Oh, well, that has nothing to do with the power.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why the power's out.
Oh.
The power's good here.
Huh?
We
power-
still have power
We
here.
have power here.
Yeah, the power's out in the rest of the house still.
Oh,
That doesn't
is
matter.
it an emergency?
Oh, yeah, because I was in the middle of doing something.
What were you doing?
I'm turning the air conditioning on.
Are you live streaming?
Okay.
How many viewers do you
Is
have?
there a live stream? I mean, is it more than us? Should be fine. Apparently our power went out.
We're still streaming live though, so the power went out to the
We
crappy
think.
part of the house, not the good, not the good part of the
We
house.
should be good. All right. So, yeah, Bazinga X. It's easy to make a YouTube channel. It's difficult to turn it into something long-lasting and successful. Time, passion, and perseverance. Time, passion, and perseverance are the three main ingredients that I would factor in there, and something unique, something different that isn't repeated throughout the community is also very key. Pup Shepherd, $5, giggles a bit
Hey, Pop.
as I puppy dance. I got a new job in IT. I'm having so much fun. Side benefit, I got regular content for my new channel now, for my tech channel now. Yay.
Oh, that is
Cool.
nice.
That's always nice when your actual job kind of helps you contribute to your hobby. That's kind of what it was for, I think, us when we started our YouTube channel, still working at Newegg. We were able to sort of, apply what we were seeing at work to our passion, our hobby. and look where we are now. My goodness. Thanks, Pup. Thanks for the donation.
Thank you, Pup.
Good luck on your channel. Drake Simmons, $5. Congrats on 200. I take my money and tell me your single favorite piece of PC hardware you have right now. Your single favorite piece of PC hardware that we have right now. PC hardware. Okay.
Okay.
We should more or less be live to both Twitch and YouTube at this point. Sorry about that, guys. We had a little bit of a hiccup. Power in half of the house went out, and so Wifey Sauce went out to go investigate, and she actually accidentally pushed one of the breaker switches that led to everything in this room, which killed the entire stream. But that's okay. We're back up and running now, and it is still episode 200. We're still stoked. I have since eaten all of my cake, as Paul's still working on it. He's still working on his.
Still working.
But we have a ton more donations for you guys to read off and Johnson shout outs. So let's just pick up where we left off.
Okay.
Starting with Mr. Drake Simmons, he did say congrats on 200. What's your favorite piece of PC hardware that we have right now? Potentially, I guess maybe in our own personal system. Okay, I built a system this morning. It's the one that we're streaming with right now. And I've really been enjoying the P400A, the Fantex Eclipse P400A, because it's a $70 case. Think about this. It's a $70 case, has very good build quality, like up there with like $100 cases, and it doesn't really have any frills to it. Like it's just like a no-nonsense case. You can opt for the digital RGB version that comes with several digital RGB fans. But I was like, nah, I don't want any of that. You have to pay like $10 more for that, which is still not bad. But all things considered, I really like the fact that the entire front panel is using their new like fine mesh material. So it's literally just mesh. The entire front panel it's like there's hardly material there because it's all just mesh, which means very unimpeded airflow for the most part. And it's $70 out the door. So that's probably my favorite PC component that I've been sort of fawning over lately. Paul?
I have two RTX 2080 Ti Seahawk EK Edition graphics cards from MSI.
Nice.
That have actually arrived about a month and a half ago. I've unboxed them and teased them in a few videos. So I'm bringing that up just because those are the pieces of hardware that I think are the most powerful, that I'm anticipating integrating into a system hopefully very soon. I've had to wait a little while, so if I got to pick something, I guess I'd go with those for right now.
Yeah.
Well, they're real nice. They got EK water blocks designed, the GPU blocks on them. They've got nice like RGB integration. They're good looking cards, and they're 2080 Ti's, which are, beastly. So
super nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Drake Simmons. Next we have the Beagle for $5. Fix audio, please. Well,
hopefully we did that.
Yeah. Hopefully did that and fixed
probably a while back.
Our power solution as well.
Yeah.
Final Mage 6, $10. Congrats on 200 episodes. Take my money. We will gladly do anything our fans request us to do, especially when it involves taking their money. Thank you very much, Final Mage 6.
Thank you.
You are the MVP.
I appreciate it.
MB67 Mike, $50.
Mike.
Wow, very generous of you, sir. Paul, congrats on 200 episodes. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mike. Cheers.
You the man.
Right back at you.
You the man, buddy. You the man. Mike's great. I like Mike. JJ5Cool1, $4.99. Congrats. Love always, guys. Thank you very much, JJ. You are loved as well. We do appreciate your support.
I like all the emojis he included as well.
I know, emojis. There's never any, can never be any shortage of emojis. Crafty Hack, $20.
Crafty.
Stop it, Crafty. We should be paying you for all the services you're giving us. Happy 200. I wanted your Johnsons, but the only shipping option was apparently delivery by Unicorn. So just have beer money. Crafty.
That's understandable. The some of the shipping methods can be expensive on our stores.
Yeah, right.
But
3-day Unicorn Express is typically
that's because
a bit pricey.
the products being shipped are such high value. They're often
Right.
susceptible to outlaws, brigands,
Yeah.
ne'er-do-wells upon the road. So you got to pay for the extra security to make sure they get there safely.
You get what you pay for, though.
But, no, we appreciate that though. Crafty, thank you, and
Thanks,
thank you
man.
for all your moderation and stuff as well.
Absolutely.
We really do appreciate it.
MVP, man. Geared Inc., $10. Hey guys, lately I've been having creator burnout, but I always appreciate you too and your continued passion. Thank you for all that you do. Have a beer on me. I feel like I get creator burnout every other day. I feel like it's just something that's common that you have to fight through. I don't think that there's anyone out there that just has ideas flowing constantly 24/7. Even like the best of the best. You have your bad days for sure. And I think, it's just, I feel there's a lot of relatability there. But you just keep trying. You don't let that voice in your head tell you that you suck and that you don't have any good ideas. You just keep sort of pining for them and just know that everyone's sort of in the same boat. The difference, like the great equalizer, like what sets you apart from everyone else is your perseverance to find that good idea. It's just around the bend. You just have to like keep looking for it. But I definitely have writer's block a lot of the time when I'm like trying to think of new ideas for videos. I feel like ideas are sort of the lifeblood of YouTube. Like the better the idea, the better the video. The more inspiration comes from it. So just keep your head up. Just keep your head up there, mate.
And
Keep trying.
if this helps, just a small bit of advice when it comes to specifically creator burnout, because usually that involves, like Kyle said, that involves like just not having ideas or not feeling confident enough in the ideas that you have to feel like they're worthy of making a video and posting it for people to see. Consider like keeping a notebook, just something you keep in your pocket.
Yeah.
You could also do a digital version of that on a phone or something like that. But just whenever you're out and about, like the simplest, smallest little thing
Yeah.
can spark an idea.
Oh yeah.
The idea can be so simple and basic, but
Right.
that can often be better. Like keeping something
Right.
simple, straightforward, basic, no fluff, no frills. Just like, look,
Yeah.
I have this simple thing. I'm gonna try out this basic thing. It's gonna be maybe a 3-minute or a 5-minute or like a short video because it's such a basic concept. But those basic concept videos are often the ones that do well, just
Right.
because
They reach a
they're-
wide audience.
Yeah, they're easy. They're easy to grasp. Somebody
Yeah.
looking at a thumbnail or a title or something like that could be like,
Yeah.
oh, like I immediately know what this video is about.
very relatable.
So let me check it out or something like that. So
Absolutely.
that would be my advice for you. If you're
Keep
you're
a
looking for
notepad.
something to kind of keep yourself going,
For
keep
sure.
a notepad, keep a list of ideas, stuff you have on the back burner. Even if you think of it and you're like, that's a stupid idea,
Yeah.
just write it down.
Right.
You might come up with a new take on it or a different, just come at it from a different angle in the future. But that's a great way of just having a list of things to do, because that was my, I think, problem early on when we went independent, was just like I'd be like, look, I'm at home. My job now is to make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I've got nothing. I have an open day to make something,
Right.
and I just have nothing in my brain that I feel like is worthy of
Right.
putting on camera. So, yeah. Fortunately, I will say now, after a few years, my problem now is that I have too many things to do, and it's a matter of properly organizing them so I
Time
can spend enough
management
time on each one
yeah.
to get it to a point where I feel like
Right.
I'm like, all right, I can present this as a video or something I've worked on or something. So, but yeah, like
That whole thing reminds me of that. It probably doesn't relate too much, but like the Mitch Hedberg joke where he's like, sometimes like when I'm sitting there in the hotel and like like I think of something that's funny and like anything I think that's funny, like I want to write down on a notepad so I'll remember it later. But sometimes the notepad is so far away that I'll convince myself that what I thought of ain't funny. But I mean,
I miss Mitch.
Me too.
Because there's multiple, there's
fondly.
there's layers to
Three
that
layers, yeah.
to look at and stuff. But anyway, I hope that helps you, Geared Inc. And I hope you can pull yourself out of the rut and keep making videos. Because creating content, I think, is very fulfilling.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
Jeremiah Hoyt, $10. Congrats on 200 episodes. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremiah.
Very much. Sometimes a congrats is all you need.
Yeah.
Congrats to your fellow
Keep
friends,
it simple.
family members, anyone who's done something cool recently. Let them know that you're like, yeah, you're killing it, man, because it definitely makes a difference. James Kennedy, $5. Congrats on 200 episodes. Congrats. Quick question: can you mount EVGA RTX 2080 hybrids radiator on the bottom of Evolve Shift X? Are the tubes long enough? That's an interesting take. I would honestly try.
You're the only one who's built in an Evolve Shift X, so.
I've only built in the Evolve Shift, but not the X. The X is the larger one that supports more water cooling.
Oh.
It's significantly bigger than the Evolve Shift, and I've never built in it before, but I would have to imagine that it is, because you have to think that the RTX 2080 hybrid is designed with ATX mid-towers in mind. So if it's able to, house a radiator that's, going to be mounted at the front of a mid-tower case, or at the top of a mid-tower case, or at the rear of a mid-tower case, it probably does have the clearance or the distance required in the tubing to fit within a Shift X. Because the Shift X, while it's much larger than the standard Shift, is still a relatively small form factor case. It's a mini ITX case, and the tubing doesn't have to travel nearly as far, or not quite as far, as, say, a front-mounted radiator in a mid-tower case. That being said, I would double-check the manufacturer's website. I'd be curious to know if Fantex actually has the tube length requirements for those cases. I think they should. Like, if they were thinking outside the box, like thinking all across the board, they should have that clearance. If not, somehow get into their, get in contact with them, contact their support, and say, hey, I've got this part and this part. I want to know if they go together. Will this work? And I guarantee you they'll respond. They're a small, tightly knit crew, and that actually helps them respond a bit quicker in their customer service, from what I found. So
both Fantex and EVGA have very good customer support, so they might be able to point you in the right direction.
Definitely.
I agree with Kyle, but I also agree with you asking this question and wanting to find out before you make an investment of something like that.
Definitely.
And the only way you're going to find out is somebody who's actually physically gotten those two pieces of hardware and tried to install them together.
Forums is a good place too.
We can make our assumption, but you're going to need to find somebody who has done that if you really want to make sure of that before you make the purchase. Or if all you can get is people being like, yeah, it should probably work, and you buy those two parts, please do others in your situation a favor and post about it. Like, make
in a forum somewhere,
get some search engine optimization in there. Say EVGA RTX 2080 hybrid. Say Evolve Shift X, Fantex Evolve Shift X,
clearance,
so that other people can find that out, because we don't know. I think that's what it comes down to. You could be so very close with something like that, but it just can't quite fit in there.
Right.
And when you're talking about tubing for an all-in-one liquid cooler or something, like, you don't want a kink or like an angle that you feel like is a little bit too sharp in there. You want it to be able to fit.
Yeah.
So I apologize, we can't directly answer your question, but hopefully we've pointed you in the right direction.
Definitely.
Tyler.
All right. Thank you, Tyler, very much. We have
$4.99.
Let's see, $4.99. Congrats on 200th episode of Awesome Hardware. Thank you very much. Just started watching it. Really am enjoying it. Awesome.
Thank you, Tyler.
That's the only objective in this whole thing, is that the viewers who watch it enjoy it to some degree. Whether it be for the tech news or the shenanigans that we pull occasionally, or anything else. So that means a lot. Thank you very much.
The beer recommendations.
The beer. How could you not? Carl Hall, 5 Canadians, 2 weeks ago, bad news.
Hey,
Last
Carl.
week shattered the side panel of my case.
Oh no.
What's going to go wrong this week? Oh no.
That sucks.
Man, if it was a tempered glass side panel, which it sounds like it probably is,
Most likely.
then you might have hit it like just on the corner, because tempered glass is very strong, like 99%, except for its Achilles heel.
Except from one angle.
It has one angle at the very corner, where it's like an Achilles heel, where it just instantly shatters like into a million pieces, and everything else around that, like you could drop it from from up here, like head length, head height, and it's totally fine. So it must have just hit that wrong angle at the wrong time. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you can get some sort of manufacturer warranty on that. I feel like it's pretty easy to replace, but hopefully you can realize what the issue was, what caused the crack to happen or the shattering to happen, and can avoid it moving forward. So good luck on that. Next we have Bazinga X, once again, $5. Have you and Wifey Sauce watched The Money Pit with Tom Hanks? I have seen The Money Pit a long time ago. I need to rewatch it because there's a lot of it I don't remember.
Man, that's a nostalgic reference.
That's the house.
I feel like I remember
the house renovation.
I feel like I remember watching The Money Pit on like TV in like 1991 or something like that.
I was 3 in 1991.
Yeah, that's an old.
So you were like
that's
10
an
or
old
something.
movie. I didn't even remember it was with Tom Hanks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I remember
but it was enough to, fix in my mind the idea that you could buy a house, a fixer-upper house, that is a money pit.
Yeah.
That you just keep throwing money at over and over and over again.
That was the one lesson you learned from that.
1986, The Money Pit with Tom Hanks.
1986. I think it was maybe my stepdad. I think my dad recommended I watch that movie. Probably just to troll me. Like, yeah, have sweet dreams and never sleep again.
The film is a remake of Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House from 1948 with Cary Grant.
Wow. That's crazy.
Was not aware of that.
That's really crazy. It makes
Tom
you feel
Hanks
old.
and Shelley Long star as a couple who attempt to renovate a recently purchased house filmed in New York City. Yeah. Anyway.
And everything goes wrong with it. It's like the fixer-upper of a nightmare.
Yep. Yeah,
fortunately our renovations, or I should say reconstruction at this point, have been going very smoothly. We heard so many horror stories leading up to the point when we started renovations, and we were a bit terrified, to be honest. But everything's been going really well, knock on all the woods, and we should be done within a month or 2. So let's hope we're on track for that. Next up we have Crafty. Crafty again for $20. Happy 200.
Crafty.
I wanted your Johnsons, but screw those high and mighty expensive delivery unicorns, so just have beer money.
Crafty, I feel like if you had pooled the money you donated to both of us, you could have bought something and had it shipped to you.
You could have had an actual product in exchange.
We both appreciate that.
Yes.
And again, like, you donate your time to us and everything and the stuff, and we are incredibly grateful to you.
Eternally grateful.
Thank you. I don't know what else to say. That thank you.
Like sometimes I imagine, like, what if we didn't have them?
Yeah, it would suck.
It would be terrible.
It would be horrible.
It would be a total shit show without you guys. So thank you so much for all the effort and time that you put into keeping the show on track, on the rails. We really do appreciate it.
Look, people in chat are also thanking Crafty because he's awesome. Thank you, Crafty.
Crafty's the shit. MB67, $50. Wow, dude.
What's up, Mike?
Adult toy dance to Sandstorm was a really awesome moment too. Cheers. Yeah.
It's one of those, like, across all cultures and demographics. Everyone can appreciate it.
A dildo.
Yeah,
Someone dancing with a dildo. Somehow that is the universal language that we've all come to.
Brings people together with a song in their heart. And
I think we just solved world hunger.
Exactly. That's what the show's all about.
Amgene37, $5. Hey guys, been a fan since 2016. Congrats on 200 episodes, and thank you for the awesome content. Great to listen to at work or commuting. Nice.
Thank you, Amgene.
It might be kind of cool to do like...
to make it a podcast?
I was going to say a podcast, or just like some audio only, so that because they don't need to see our ugly faces.
Yeah,
They
we've talked about that before. It's been requested many times.
Yeah.
Really what it's going to take is one of us...
to actually do it.
To take the time on Wednesday to take whatever we've broadcast and translate it over to a podcast. So
yeah.
I feel like at this point there should be a Twitch to podcast website or function or something.
There really should.
Something where you can be like, look, here's my Twitch stream.
Turn it into audio.
Make it a podcast.
And make it available to...
do it automatically.
Put it on an audio platform.
Because otherwise we have to take the Twitch stream. Like, if we want the whole thing...
re-render it.
Beginning to end, we'd have to take the Twitch stream...
Premiere.
Either download it directly or transfer it over to YouTube. bring it out, re-export the audio by itself, and then upload that to a podcast
huge
site.
expenditure of time.
Which, you know, it's not insanely over the top. It's just something that we've never integrated. So
Right.
if anyone knows of a service that does that, YouTube Premium allows you to download and listen as audio.
But that's YouTube Premium.
That would be functional enough.
People gotta pay
what we
for it.
really want is the Twitch stream translated directly over to a podcast.
Yeah.
That's what we're waiting on. Somebody to build that website that does that for us.
Come on, someone more motivated with more time and
that'd be
resources
awesome.
than us, more ambitious than us.
Because
to
we
just do that.
Don't get us wrong, we could do it. We know how. we know.
But
the
we're
steps
just not going to.
involved. But Wednesday is usually about us figuring out the videos we have for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
You're right. We could record the audio locally.
There's like new shows on Netflix every week. I gotta watch those. I can't just be catering to all y'all.
The WAN show. The WAN show does it somehow. That would be reasonable to ask them how they're doing it.
I'll ask Luke.
Yeah,
Luke has all
I
the
think that's
answers.
really what it boils down to. We need a process that's simple enough that it's relatively minimal investment of time for us.
Right.
Because Wednesdays are important.
They are.
If you guys, so you're watching episode 200 now. If you go back far enough, we didn't always dual stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time.
Right.
Originally, we just streamed to Twitch, and then we would download the Twitch stream, and then upload it to YouTube the next morning. Which, you know, sometimes that did better, sometimes it didn't do as good. But yeah, we're all about the automation, so yeah, some sort of automation to podcast form would be nice.
Yeah.
I got to figure that out though. We're open to it, I guess is what to say, but we're not making any promises. That's what it boils down to.
Grain of salt.
Yes. Thank you though. Thank you for continuing to push that idea.
MGene37, $5. Hey guys, been a fan since 2016. Congrats on 200 episodes, and thank you for the awesome content. Great to listen to at work or commuting. I read that one already. Sorry. You got that one twice.
Oh, I thought you had jumped to the next one.
Ty George 17.
George.
Keep up the great vids, guys.
You're welcome, Ty
Thank you
George.
very much for the $20 donation.
Thank you.
Keep up the great
Keep donating money.
fanship. Yeah, the great donations.
Keep with the money. That's
Thank
good.
you. Thank you very much, George. Amgen37, $10. RE, the FX suit. The FX lawsuit. It annoys me that since I got one at a MD Maryland Micro Center, I can't file a claim. Not that the suit had merit, but looking for FX overclocking brought me to tech YouTube space. So win? Yeah, interesting how it led you down that path, but it is kind of a bummer that because the suit was, I think, filed in California, that only people in California are eligible for it, correct?
I didn't catch that. Is it only California?
That's what the article said. It didn't say that the lawsuit was California-based, but it said anyone who's eligible who lives in California.
Are Micro Center purchases excluded somehow because of Micro Center discounts or something?
It said anyone who had purchased a Bulldozer CPU from the AMD website or in California.
Oh, okay. All right. That does kind of suck. All right, so Amgene...
File a lawsuit.
Two things. Two things for you here. One, you bought from Micro Center, which means you probably saved as much money as you would have gotten back by going through the lawsuit and getting reimbursed from that. So ultimately, it probably evens out. Second thing, I like that you're trying to sort of spin and look at a bright side or a silver lining or whatever from this, because like you're saying here, you got the FX processor, you were interested in potentially overclocking it, that got you into the tech YouTube space, and then hopefully that led you to maybe our videos or other videos that helped you out with building your system out or upgrading your system in the future, or maybe getting you more familiar with it so you could get more for the money you're spending overall. So I like that.
Yeah.
I like that perspective.
Right.
Thank you for your donation as well. Squared.
Next up we have Squared. Hey, Kyle, this is Sebastian from your Pimp My Rig video. Oh, hey. Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, Sebastian.
My PC is having issues. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I sent you an email detailing it. Can you take a look? Thanks. Okay, so I actually have your email pulled up here, and I'm kind of looking at it, and it says that it's hard to explain what the problem is, according to you. It says the motion blur or ghosting is always there. It's like motion blur ghosting, but it's always there. I bought a new monitor and it also feels bad. The only common denominator is that they're both FreeSync displays, so I tried it on my friend's 144 Hertz non-adaptive sync display, and same problem. I've done everything like go through the screen settings and NVCP settings, and I've done -3 FPS in-game and G-Sync and V-Sync on in NVCP, NVIDIA Control Panel. No difference no matter what it is, it still isn't right. Some people on Reddit are telling me it could be a faulty GPU, but the user benchmark says it's performing above average. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm sorry for contacting you again, but I'm at the end of my rope. Interesting.
I think so.
It sounds...
Sebastian, just viewing this from a, like, this is the first I've heard of this and viewing it objectively. What you want to do when you're trying to narrow down what's causing a specific issue like you have is you need to swap out hardware. You need to check hardware A versus hardware B. Is the same issue happening with both monitors? Like you've tried 2 monitors. That means it's probably not the monitor. It's probably somewhere else. So what you're going to need to try next is swapping your GPU. Test GPU A, GPU B. Even if the GPU you swap in is much lower, I don't know what graphics card is in there, but if you swap it out for $150 or $200 graphics card, that just gets the job done.
Right.
If it's fixing the issue that you're having, then that's going to point towards, all right, the GPU that you have is the cause of it.
Right.
Beyond that, there might be other minor issues that might be causing it. There is the potential that you have a bad cable. Never rule out the possibility that you have a bad cable somewhere in your in your A to B from your system to your monitor or whatever else you might have in between there. So consider that. Try different video cables.
Yeah. Video card. Try different video
cards.
cards.
It sounds like you're going to need to try a different graphics card out to see if it's the GPU specifically that's causing your issue.
And if you do try a different video card, make sure that you run DDU to completely clear out all your drivers, and then install the new video card and install the new drivers for that particular card to ensure that there's no conflict of issue there.
Several people in chat already recommending DDU. Hecate91, Enigmatic Raccoon, Busted Buddha, Eric R_C. So quite a few people. Don't rule out the drivers as well. Great suggestions there. DDU is a great way to clear that out.
Yeah.
And make sure that whatever driver you're installing is fresh and clean and what it should be.
Right.
So hopefully that gives you some things to try out for now.
Yeah.
Ultimately, though, Kyle gave you that computer, right?
I did.
And he's going to make sure it works for you.
I sure will.
I promise.
I tested it thoroughly because he was one of the few, actually the only Pimp My Rig, guests that we provided a system and a monitor for.
Okay.
And when we did all the testing, and he was there on the spot when we tested it, everything was working flawlessly. So it seems like something has happened since the time that you brought it home that has degraded the performance in some way, whether that be software or hardware. Paul's definitely illustrated some troubleshooting methods for you to try out that could potentially narrow down your issue further. And if it's still not working after all those steps that you've taken, let me know. I'll be checking my email and looking out for you so I can help you with that.
Sweet.
Good luck though, man. Good luck. Good luck. We also have, let's see, what's next? Oh, my thing went faulty.
Well done, gang, says Ty George 17 with a $60 donation. Ty George 17, thank you for your donation. You are generous and kind.
Thank you.
And I appreciate your positivity.
We love you.
It really resonates with us.
You were the best.
I'm gonna eat another piece of cake in honor of you, Ty George.
You do that. Let's see. Oh, wait. Why am I signed into the wrong... Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's baffling.
Holy moly. Boom. Boom.
Next
boom.
up, we have Don Starfire with a $5 donation and a comment that simply says, show the stream.
That's what we've been doing the whole time. That's the
I don't know if that comment was during the time when the stream was down or what.
The stream is to show it. Thank you, though, Mr. Who is that? Starfire?
But we appreciate it, and we are doing that right now. Dion Starfire. That's a great name, too.
It is great. Francisco Diaz, $10. After all, I decided to not to build a new computer. Instead, I will keep my 5820K and buy a video card. What can you tell me about the ROG Matrix GeForce RTX 2080 Ti? It is very, very good. It's a good card. Asus
Very
ROG
good card.
makes great cards. 2080 Ti is cream of the crop. God bless you for being able to afford it.
It will be held back somewhat by your 5820K. I will point that out to you.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
That's not to say you should change your mind,
Because you could upgrade your platform later.
because you can upgrade your platform later. But what you're talking about is sticking with the platform that you're currently on, which is reasonably powerful. 5820K is a good processor.
Right.
But you're just dealing with something that's several generations old. It's not going to have as good of a single-core performance.
Right.
IPC is not going to be up there, so you're not going to get all of the performance out of your graphics card, especially if you're playing at a lower resolution like 1080.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're playing at a higher res like 4K or something like that, it probably would be less of an impact.
Right.
But just something to keep in mind.
Definitely.
You might consider something just a little bit lower price. You know, like there's 2080 Supers, 2070 Supers that are out there that would pair up.
2070 Super, I think, would be great.
Yeah, that might make a little bit more sense for you. That said, you know, if you got the money for it, go for it. Just, I would say, buy that now, and then in your mind, tell yourself within the next year, I'm going to upgrade my core platform to bring it up to be on par with that 2080 Ti that you just got.
Right.
So that's.
I agree with everything Paul said.
My recommendation.
Well said. Tim Dahl, $10 in his Italian mobster voice. Here, go buy yourself a new breaker. A nice breaker.
Nice breaker.
Sorry, that was like New Jersey.
That was.
How do you do Italian mobster? Here, go buy yourself a nice breaker. A nice. I can't do the Ray Liotta voice. All I think is when I hear Italian is Mario. Here, go buy yourself a nice breaker.
Yeah, buy yourself a nice break.
Arrivederci. Well, thank you for the suggestion, Tim Dahl, and I hope that we can be as Italian mobster as you are, all the days of our lives. That is a very generous donation as well. Thank you, Steven, $5. I got to meet both of you at LTX. Woo!
Hey, Steven.
Kyle, how's the kitty doing? Kitty is like at 100%. He's completely healed from a physical standpoint. However, I feel like he's changed as a cat.
Oh, no.
He's like not the same. He's way more tame and calm and just sort of like gentle. He's not as hyperactive as he used to be. I feel like it's changed him in the sense where he is to a degree traumatized. Like I feel like there's a bit of PTSD, if that's a thing for cats, where he's just not the same, but he's still like super loving, super just always wanting to be cuddled and pet and stuff. He's super cute as always, but he's just calmer. It seems like he's like lost a part of his whimsical innocence in a sense after that traumatic
Because
incident.
before he thought he could go out.
Yeah, he's been pegged down.
And
He's
do
down a
whatever he
peg.
wants and wants to live a life of freedom and debauchery and stuff. And now he's realized, oh,
I can't.
There's
danger and
I have to deal with the repercussions of my actions and stuff like that.
Which is crazy because I'm like, has our cat learned a lesson? Like, is that indicative of the cat learning like, oh, like life isn't what I initially chalked it up to be? Like, am I giving the cat too much credit by saying that's why his behavior change has come about?
That's hard to say.
It's hard to say, but it's an interesting concept.
I would have to assume yes. Like that would be my assumption. If you're just asking me and I have to make a choice one way or the other, I'd have to say yes.
Yeah.
I think the animal, whether you're talking about a human or an animal going through something like that, especially when you're talking about, like you had to have him locked in a bathroom for extended periods of time with an open wound where he could do nothing but sit there and wait for it to heal and everything.
Right.
And I think I think that affects his personality, and it makes him rethink things and be like, all right, I can't just go out and willy-nilly and
Right.
Dust up with the other neighborhood kitties or whatever else might have caused him that wound in the first place. And, and now he's got to dial stuff back a little bit.
And hopefully it'll make him a smarter, more mature cat in the long run.
Hopefully.
Not that we'll ever let him outside again willingly. He's totally banned from that, especially since we have a lot of wildlife in our neighborhood. But thank you very much for asking about him. He is, for all intents and purposes, doing wonderfully.
That's good.
Yes, we're very happy. Next up we have
Kalen.
Kalen for $50. Wow, thank you. Thank you. You did not have to do that. Paul, and you Disney for fun do it. Congrats on the 200. What?
Paul plus you.
Paul plus Disney, you, Disney for fun, do it.
Congrats on the 200.
What does that mean?
If I had to guess, that's a $50 donation, by the way. So thank you, Kalen. That's generous.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely
super generous of you. Much appreciated.
That almost is like a ticket to Disney. It's like
feel
a half
what
a ticket
he's
to
saying
Disneyland.
Is because it's a comment on your half. So he's saying me and you.
Paul and you
go to Disneyland.
Oh, just go have
for fun.
Yeah, go to Disneyland
and just do it.
Yeah, we should do it. Can your baby go to Disneyland yet?
Yes. I have some connections.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
My older sister.
Right. Yes.
I can't tell you guys what she does. It's a secret, but
I know what she does.
I have some
Pretty
connections.
Cool.
So
yeah.
Over the summer is more difficult because there's more blackout days and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
right.
If you guys are interested, I might.
That'd be cool.
Inquire about something like that.
So I was talking to another couple about this who just very recently who has their own kid, and they just brought their kid to Disneyland for the first time. She's 2 now, and I was wondering, like, is there a point to bring like a really young child or a baby to Disneyland where they don't necessarily know or they're not cognizant of what's around them, or is it still a fun thing for parents to do? Like,
I would actually rather bring the kid at a really young age, like 2 or younger, because I feel like they're still developing and stuff they see is not necessarily going to stick long term.
Right.
Versus at the age of 4, 5, 6, where they're super impressionable.
Yeah.
And super being branded to by McDonald's and Disney and whatever.
Right.
And stuff like that. So for me, going to Disneyland with a really young kid when they're like, say, 1 or younger, is because the kid is 1 or younger, they're going to be sleeping a lot of the time.
Okay.
They're just there's certain benefits to going out with a kid when they're really young.
Yeah.
There's definitely downsides too, because they can start crying or whatever, and you got to deal with that.
Sure.
But there's also plenty of time where it's like, oh, the kid's just asleep.
Yeah.
Or not paying attention or whatever, and sitting there.
Right.
And you can go around and do your own thing or whatever.
So the benefits that you're imagining from bringing a kid at an early age to Disneyland are more like selfish benefits.
Yeah.
Where like you get to enjoy yourself more.
It's for the parents.
The kid has no idea what's going on. You just get to enjoy a day at Disneyland.
And honestly, anyone who brings their kid to Disneyland at the age of 4, 5, or 6, and it's like, oh, I really need to introduce my child to Disney. It's like, what that's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, right.
You know how ubiquitous Disney is with their properties and their incessant influence on everyone and branding and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be equally damaging.
So yeah,
it's good. It's good. It's a good take. It's a good take. I'm glad I asked you about that.
I do want to go to I like Disneyland.
Maybe we should.
We're very local to it.
Yeah.
So I'll check into that.
Okay. Duly noted.
Demon King Loki.
Demon King Loki, $5.99. Do you have any hardware you're trying to get rid of, Bitwit? Yes, I feel like I always have hardware I'm trying to get rid of. The problem is finding people to take it in a logical way. Obviously, there's tons of you, hundreds, thousands of you who would gladly take hardware off of my hands, but it's a different thing to say, okay, well, how do I coordinate that? How do I contact you and provide the hardware in a way that doesn't give away my home address, that is still sort of private, you know? because we've thought about doing like a yard sale, but it would be like a really geeky, nerdy yard sale because 90% of the items that we have are like power supplies, motherboards, and memory and just random shit, cases that wouldn't really work well with a typical yard sale because most people wouldn't have any idea of what the hell it is or how to use it. And the people who do would probably know, maybe, I don't want to sound ego inflated or anything, but they might recognize who we are or what we do. And I wouldn't want a ton of people knowing where we live and where exactly to find us. Should they ever have a problem or a technical difficulty that they want answered. So it's kind of a tricky thing. And there's also eBay and online sales that you could do, which you've dabbled in recently, and you've kind of told me about the potential nightmares to look out for there, which can very well just be not worthwhile for the amount of like little hardware that you're offloading. So there's just so many factors to consider from a logistics standpoint, which really kind of boggles the mind. How is it so difficult for someone like us to give away hardware or to offload hardware? You really have to think about it. I think the best thing that ever happened for us was when we were moving out of our previous office, our studio in Santa Ana, and we were moving to where we are currently. I was able to tweet that we were giving away, that we were just going to, we had about 25 cases, computer cases to give away, and anyone who showed up could just take one off our hands for free. And that worked out beautifully because we were able to give the address because we didn't care. We were moving out. We were going to be gone. We were going to be gone from there forever within a week. So it didn't matter. We were able to give the address. 25 people came and took 25 cases away, and we were able to offload literally hundreds of pounds of computer hardware in half a day. And it worked out so beautifully. But we can't do that now because we're pretty much grounded where we are. We don't want to give that address away. We don't want to give that information away. So it is tough. But we're constantly thinking of new creative ideas on how to do that. So
I can tell you my plan now.
Burned it all. Burned it with fire.
But after going through some recent attempts to try to figure out some better ways to dispose of the hardware that I have, that, don't get me wrong, I am blessed to have so much hardware.
Oh yeah.
To have companies sending me stuff on a regular basis to check out that I'll try out and test, and then after that I'm like, all right, I'm not going to use this anymore.
Right.
But I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do for the future. We have we've been doing for the past 3-4 years a fan meetup in November. We've distributed some hardware there. We have sold some hardware at those events for
dirt cheap,
for very cheap prices.
Dirt.
We'll probably continue to do that.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I am probably going to get a pile of hardware. I'm going to tweet. I'm going to go to a parking lot somewhere, and whoever shows up, I'm going to sell that hardware to them.
Nice.
That's my plan for the future.
It's a good idea.
And I apologize to anyone who's not local or otherwise doesn't have fair access to the potential to buy the hardware that I have.
They wouldn't get it anyway.
But the amount of trouble that you have to go through to do a giveaway.
Yeah.
Like giveaway. It's like, I want to give this hardware away.
It's such a pain.
It's like...
It's crazy.
From our perspective, it's like you either have to deal with a limited regional access.
Yeah.
Like, I'm giving this hardware away to North America. Then you have a bunch of people globally who are mad. Why can't I get it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm giving this hardware away internationally. Then you have winners in international regions.
Yeah.
And then you have hardware that maybe you got for free, but now how much is it going to cost to send this piece of hardware to Estonia?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Right.
How much is the person who receives the hardware going to have to pay? Because when it went through customs, they tallied, they assessed the value of the product, and now they're charging the person who's trying to receive it a certain amount based on that value.
Right.
Like, there's so many complications that go into that stuff.
Yeah.
So that said, that's my plan for the future. I'm going to get a pile of stuff. I'm going to tweet. It's going to be like a one-day thing. I'm going to be like, hey guys, I'm here in this parking lot.
Yeah.
And whoever shows up, I'm going to sell them the stuff for cash. And that's going to be it. And I'm sorry, I have tried other methods, but that's what it boils down to.
I'll leave you all with this story of a giveaway, actually the most recent giveaway that we did. We gave away a system to someone who, the winner was, we wanted to make it international. The vendor who sponsored partially the giveaway was like on the fence about doing it international, and we thought, well, you know, our viewers are global, so let's do it international. We'll front the bill for the shipping. It's fine. And it was someone from the UK or somewhere in Europe, and we shipped it to them, and they weren't there to receive the product. Somehow they just weren't around, and so the system got shipped back to us. And so we were like, well, let's just ship it back to them and try again, which was an additional, each time was $250. So it was $500 total to ship it to them. And they got it, but by the second time, it had already been in transit for so long and had exchanged so many hands that the packaging had deteriorated to the point where the system was not, it was damaged. It was damaged. There were certain components that were just wrecked, including the GPU, one of the most expensive parts in that system, to the point where I just said, let's just give you an Amazon gift card for the value of the entire system, which was $800. So it was $800 plus $500, $1,300 for us out of pocket to do this giveaway. Just to obviously to please the person who won, because that's what it was all about.
A system
to give away
whose parts you probably all got for free.
Yeah.
But then that's $1,300 that you had. I have not had to reimburse somebody for the cost of an entire system, but I've definitely had stuff where I've tried to ship internationally, and then heard from the person like, I never received this.
Right.
And you know, you can even check the tracking, and maybe there's information there or not. Yeah. But then I'm just like, all right, I'm going to PayPal you the cost of this, because I don't want anyone who I said, hey, giveaway guys, I'm giving away this stuff, and I don't want any winner to be like, I just never got my product or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll give them the money.
Right.
But then that's money out of my pocket, and then that seriously detracts from just the business side of running a YouTube channel. Because out-of-pocket expenses like that, especially when you're just talking about cash, is a lot. So I've actually considered making a video about this topic, just to give people the perspective from the other side of it when it comes to the expense and stuff like that. I've never actually gone through it, because every time I've considered it, it's been because I'm in a bad mood, because I've just had to deal with it. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I'm just making a video about why I'm never doing videos, never doing giveaways ever again. And then I'm like, nah, I shouldn't do that. That's bad. But I might still do it at some point, just to give sort of both sides of it. Because I love doing giveaways.
Of course.
I've had so many times people win something and you ship it to them. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Yeah. But yeah, there's a bad side to it too. Anyway, definitely. We got a bit sidetracked for that one.
All right. Well, all right. So moving on here, we have Death Management, I think. 10 Canadians. Hi, guys, and congratulations on 200 episodes. Thank you. Thank you. For people with the budget for either a modern R5 i7 or R5 Ryzen 5 or i7, what would you recommend buying for all-around gaming and productivity? And what of modern R7 and i7s? So if it looks like you're multitasking here. You're trying to do gaming and productivity. I would probably lean towards Ryzen in terms of price to performance. Something like the Ryzen 7.
The Ryzen 5 3600 is what I tell everyone to, like right
Friends
now.
And family. Yeah.
That's my go-to. Yeah. If you're starting out and you're spending $700 or $800 or more on a system right now, and you're buying from scratch and you're buying all the parts new, the 3600 should be your starting out point.
Hard to beat.
Because it's a 6-core, 12-thread processor.
Yeah.
It's 7 nanometer. It's really good efficiency. It's got overclocking if you want to deal with that. If you don't, you can turn on XFR and PBO, and you can still get a little bit more out of it. It's got an upgrade path because you're on an AM4 platform, so you've got 8-core and 12-core and upcoming 16-core processors on it that you can upgrade to in the future. Like that's my baseline.
Go-to.
$200 for a 3600.
Yeah.
There's a potential, we haven't talked about it, but there's a 3500 that's been rumored as well. That's a 6-core non-hyper-threading. I'm very curious what the price of that is going to be.
Or non-SMT.
Like $150 for that would just be like, oh my gosh.
That's pretty good.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I point people towards right now.
Same.
For all those reasons I just said.
Yep. Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I feel like my go-to is like, okay, well, what do I recommend, fans, or what do I recommend viewers to buy? I always think back to like when my friends around this time, especially around this time, I've had several friends ask me like, what computer hardware should I buy? And obviously, like, I tell them the most unfiltered, straight thing possible. And I feel like lately it's been, if it's within their budget of like $1,000 or less, Ryzen 5 3600. And so that's usually what I recommend to like anyone, to like you guys as well, is what I would recommend friends and family. Because at the end of the day, it's just I shouldn't recommend one for one group and one for the other. That's literally the best bang for the buck that you can get at that price point right now. It's just such a versatile chip, and the fact that 7 nanometer has really increased the overall IPC and gaming performance of these chips as well, it kind of blows Intel offerings out of the water. I know that there was a pretty good deal on a 9600K recently, but there's a long conversation after that as well. But 3600 is definitely a great choice to go with, especially because of the upgrade path. Next up we have Kaylin, and he says, stop screwing up my name. It is Callan Reichel. Callan Reichel. So it's not Kaylin, it's Callan. Okay.
Callan Reichel.
Damn, you didn't have to donate $10 just for us to get your name right. You could have given us nothing, and we probably would have still screwed it up anyway.
I appreciate the phonetic spelling out of it, though. It was
Callan Reichel.
Callan Reichel.
Callan Reichel.
I hope you remember that for the future. Callan Reichel.
I guess Kaylin would be more of a girl's name. Callan is more of a guy's name?
His name is Callan Reichel. His name is Callan Reichel.
Are you doing some Fight Club referencing right now?
Thank you, Callan.
Nice.
I'm sorry we've mispronounced your name in the past.
BRP 1264, $8.88. This one's for Lyle. Yes. 8 is my lucky number, so $8.88 is definitely a good donation.
That's perfect.
And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Lyle will not get any of those funds. Cell processing, $5. Sal, stop it. Watch the MSI vid. Don't know what is wrong with you and Heather, but I do enjoy watching.
Is that a new one? I don't think I've seen that one.
It's the one that I pitched to you the last time I was at your place, right after the show. I was like, I need your opinion. Is this too far?
Yeah.
Okay. It's on FLOATPLANE, so I'll show it to you afterwards. You can let us know.
I'll check it out.
It is probably the most likely video to get demonetized on YouTube, and somehow it is sponsored by a major brand. I have no idea how. The brand hasn't seen it yet. They don't even know it's on FLOATPLANE, but I am so scared, and also very excited to show you guys when it finally launches.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'll gauge your reaction afterwards.
Thank you, Sal.
Thanks, Sal. Joe Schmo, $5. Build a PC on Disney Ride Challenge. Would be the best video ever. What's Disney Ride Challenge?
Like if we did a day at Disneyland, bring parts, and then like try to build a computer on like Splash Mountain or something like that.
That's like a man versus build. Maybe we should pitch that to Josh. You and I do.
Have to do it on, I think, Space Mountain.
In the dark, like pitch black? Yeah. That's fucking suicide. That's a cruel and unusual punishment.
I love Space Mountain, though.
Me too.
It's classic.
But not to build a PC on.
It's a good ride.
Can't we do like Pirates or something?
That's pretty dark, too.
It's dark, but it's slow.
It is, yeah.
You have centrifugal force.
Long benches that you could maybe build on, but then also the potential for the hardware to get wet. So
yeah, that's
I guess
true. Good point.
It's a trade-off.
You'd have to boot it on the system.
We'll think about it. Thank you, Joe. That's a good idea.
Yeah. SJCFRS, $5. Hi, I'm doing my first PC build. I have all the parts except for the CPU and motherboard. I want to build the best PC I can. I'm working with a 2080 Ti. Any help?
Damn.
You want... Okay, 2080 Ti.
If you got a 2080 Ti...
Go with the fast, like, 3700X, 3900X, or even an Intel 9900K, 9700K, something with very high IPC that will actually allow you to leverage most of the performance on that card. Because
I agree with Kyle. Just to clarify, I think you have 4 choices of processors to go with.
yeah,
If you want to go AMD, totally fine. You might have slightly less overall performance out of your 2080 Ti. Ever so slightly, depending on the resolution you're playing at in the game and everything like that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're probably just fine.
Right.
If you're going AMD, go with the 3900X, that's a $500 processor.
yes,
Or a 3700X, which is a $330 processor.
right.
Those are your 2 choices there.
Yep.
You could potentially go with a 6-core as well, but honestly, you're talking about a 2080 Ti. Unless you want it or something,
Fork out the dough.
and you're really short on cash otherwise, I feel like you should have enough to spend
12 core.
300 plus on a processor.
Yeah.
Beyond that, 9900K would
Yep.
be your absolute best of the best choice. It's going to be the most expensive as well. You might not get as much CPU performance as you would out of the 3900X if you're talking about rendering video or transcoding or something down the line. But if you're talking about strictly gaming performance, the 9900K is going to be the way to go, or the 9700K,
Yeah.
which you can get for a couple $100 less. Also, keep an eye out for the 8700K.
Yeah.
6 cores with hyper-threading, still a very good processor.
Especially if you're not multi-threading a lot of applications, you're not
Yeah.
streaming a ton, you're not editing a ton, where the number of cores isn't as important because there aren't a lot of games that can leverage 8 cores right now. Then the 8700K could be a really good way to save some money. But if you're set on the Core i9s, I personally think the 9700K is a better deal if all you're thinking about is gaming. From the testing that I've done,
And
there's
then
virtually zero difference.
And then a quick asterisk,
9900K.
if you're really planning on doing some more intense CPU stuff down the line, like a lot of video encoding or something like that, you could consider a high-end desktop solution as well.
Yeah.
'Cause there's quite a few of those available that might give you not necessarily more gaming performance, but roughly equivalent gaming performance, but more performance when it comes to stuff like video transcoding or other stuff you might do with your processor. So that's something
Yeah.
to keep in mind as well. If you're talking about the price level of components that kind of fall in line with the 2080 Ti.
Right.
All this is based on you saying, I've got a 2080 Ti,
Yeah.
and we're assuming you paid for it, and you've got money for similar parts like that as well.
Yeah.
I hope that advice helps you out, though. That
That might be it.
is all for our half of the show.
Holy moly. Do we have some Johnsons?
Oh, yeah, Johnson's.
Let me get some
I think
Johnsons
maybe
in
we
here.
maybe we do have some Johnsons.
Huh.
I was supposed to do a World of Warcraft, but I have to pee so bad. I have to pee so bad.
Wow, lots
Probably-
of orders today.
Yes.
Holy
all right.
shiza.
I'm gonna start with what? I got like 9 or 10.
Oh my god.
You got more than that?
Oh wait, no, okay.
Your fidget spinner
I
thing.
might have a few.
All right, I'm going to start with Nick C. from Jacksonville, Arkansas, who got the 2 English pub glass set. Thank you so much, Nicholas and a Johnson, for you. I hope you enjoy that and get much use out of them.
Oh my god. I guess my first one will go to Dave S. Dave Silver. I have to say your whole name because Silver is such a badass last name.
That's a good
Bitwit
name.
Overclocking Mug. Thank you very much, sir. Johnson to you.
James K. from Birdsboro, Pennsylvania, got the Awesome Hardware RoboLove black tri-blend shirt as well as a thumbscrew decal. Thank you very much, and a Johnson to you, James.
Next up we got, who do we got? Jesus! Screw with Confidence Tri-Blend t-shirt, Bitwit logo, Heather Black t-shirt, and Awesome Hardware RoboLove. Amazing.
Was the name Jesus, or were you trying?
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Jesus Jacob. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, sir.
We have an order from Chris. This is CCM.
Nice.
As far as I can tell here,
Yeah.
he's from North Carolina. He's a longtime follower of the show. Follows us on
Twitter as
Twitter
well?
and stuff.
Yep.
I actually messaged him recently about a secret project that
Ooh.
I'm working on. That's interesting. But thank you very much, Chris. He got the RoboLove Awesome Hardware shirt.
Very nice.
Much obliged, sir. Johnson for you.
Nicholas C. from Jacksonville, Arkansas. AR is Arkansas, correct?
Yeah, that's Double Johnson.
Double Johnson, baby. Bitwit Gray logo tri-blend t-shirt. Thank you very much, sir.
Yep. All right. Luke R. from Toronto, Ontario. Up in the Canadian region, got the Awesome Hardware RoboLove black tri-blend shirt. The tri-blends are super soft and nice and luxurious. That's a Johnson from both of us to you, since it's an Awesome Hardware merch.
Alex got a Johnson for picking up an Awesome Hardware RGB Everything Gaming mouse pad and desk mat set. You are the man,
Glorious.
Mr. Alex.
Chris P. from Maryland gets a Johnson for his purchase of the English Pub Glass 20-ounce single glass set.
Oh.
I think you will enjoy that muchly, especially given how much you had to pay for shipping compared to the overall. No, it's fine.
Hot damn.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much, Chris.
That's commitment.
Johnson for you.
Stephen S. from Alexandria, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Bitwit Circle logo Dickle. It's a code name for sticker.
Dickle.
And Bitwit Overclock 15-ounce ceramic mug. Thank you.
Glorious.
Johnson to you.
Michael C., big ol' Johnson for you. He's from Maryland, and he got the Thumbscrew Gray Tri-Blend T-shirt. I think that'll treat you well, Michael. Thank you very much for your purchase.
We have a special Johnson shout-out to a Nicholas Leon from Sophia, NC, North Carolina?
Yes.
North Carolina for picking up not one, but two fidget spinners.
The fidget spinners.
A Johnson to Nicholas
Oh,
Leon.
that's a special
You're
shout-out.
my favorite fan, on and on. No one compares to you, Nicholas. You fondle my balls. Yes, I love it all. Thank you, Nicholas. Fidget spinner. That's my special Johnson to you.
No,
No one has ever received.
Earlier when you said somebody who bought that was going to get a special treatment,
I did not lie.
that was well done.
I went above and beyond. I went above and beyond. Okay.
That's more than expected. Well done, Kyle.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Thanks, Nicholas,
Thank
as
you.
well.
Enjoy your fidget spinners.
Also, for me, you get a Johnson. It's a standard Johnson, but I don't have any fidget spinners.
You're gonna make the promise.
That's true.
That's right.
All right, Scott G from
Chris.
good old Berkeley, California, also gets a big old Johnson for his Awesome Hardware Robo Love T-shirt purchase. Again, that's a Johnson from both of us, because you can buy the Awesome Hardware merch from either store.
Christopher M. This is CCM as well. For picking up overclocking ceramic mug, Screw with Confidence Tri-Blend T-shirt, and a fidget spinner.
You got a fidget spinner too.
Chris, the thing I love about you.
You had more than 2 of them available?
Apparently, I had at least 3.
No, all right.
Chris might have got the last fidget spinner on the block. But what can I say about Chris? I've actually played games with Chris.
Mm-hmm.
We've played some what was it, H1Z1 before,
Okay.
and we've had some long, deep conversations. He used to work at Chick-fil-A for quite a long time.
Oh, really?
And I appreciated him and the efforts he's made towards crafting the perfect chicken sandwich, which I think personally tops all of the Popeyes chicken sandwiches that are sold out currently. Have you heard about that craze?
Yeah.
Popeyes is they released a chicken sandwich that is sold out almost everywhere. They actually developed a mobile app just to notify people when the chicken sandwich is back in stock in their local Popeyes regions. But
yeah, I'm aware they've been very successful with their marketing campaign for their
Yes.
current chicken sandwich.
Absolutely. But I think CCM, you are a good person, and thank you very much for picking up a fidget
He
spinner.
says he crafted many thousands of chicken sandwiches in his. He literally never bought one until now.
Really?
All right.
Wait, fidget spinner or chicken sandwich?
I don't know if he means fidget spinner or chicken sandwich, but
I would have to imagine chicken sandwich, because why would you buy a fidget spinner periodically or regularly? At any rate, thank you very much, CCM. We do appreciate it, and we appreciate the chicken sandwiches.
And if you're gonna buy a chicken sandwich and you have the choice between Chick-fil-A and Popeyes,
I haven't had both.
go for Popeyes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Why is that? Have you had both?
Reasons other than the food itself.
Let's
Move on. All right. Next up.
Pseudo-political here.
Leo L from New Jersey.
Leo!
From Jersey. Thank you very much, Leo. He got the gaming mouse pad.
Hey.
Thumbscrew set.
Nice.
No, the mouse pad. The mouse pad itself. Thank you very much, Leo. Johnson for you.
David Johnson for Arthur. Picking up another Bitwit fidget spinner. Arthur. It's almost like you wrote a book without having to.
There's another fidget spinner order?
Yeah. Another fidget spinner
I
purchase.
feel like you've misled us as to how many of those were still available.
I mean, there's probably only
Fine.
like a dozen or so. I probably said there was 2, but that's pretty close to a dozen, more
That's
or less.
close. That's close enough.
But Arthur,
Close enough.
your name sounds like you wrote a book, but you didn't. You've tricked us all. Maybe you're an aardvark too. 'Cause that was a show on PBS that I enjoyed. Arthur Starling, what a darling. Picking up a fidget spinner in the evening. Cake is good. That's the special Johnson I was promising earlier.
I thought you were going to go on for a while.
No,
so
I would rather not
Okay.
and spare
Okay.
the internet of this toxicity.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
David.
Thank you. David.
David P. from Chicago IL.
You said P.
From Chi-Town, B-Town. Thank you very much, David.
Oh,
He got the Oxblood Thumbscrew t-shirt.
beautiful.
Many oxes died. That's not true. But it's Oxblood. It's a good color. I wear it a lot. It's a good color. I think you'll appreciate that, David. Shout out to Chi-Town over there. Okay.
We have a shout out for Leonardus. Leonardus
That's
for
that's Leo. That's a double
That's
Johnson
Leo.
for Leo.
Double Johns for Leo for picking up a fidget spinner.
Again!
Another fidget spinner.
Gotta make another song now. How
Doesn't
can you
necessarily
possibly
have to be a
give
song. Doesn't have to be a song necessarily,
Okay.
but it should be. Leonardus, how can you do this to me? Buying a fidget spinner, more inventory than I even knew possible. You do the impossible, Leonardus. Make me one of you, not one of us. I love your last name, Lebrun. How did you do that so soon after calling this time for you and me? Leonardus, you and me, you will see your fidget spinner within a week or 2. That's the general time it takes to ship, give or take. That's all I got.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
It really calls back to like
I've been practicing my.
classic Hollywood falsetto. Is that what you're?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
practicing, falsetto?
Yeah, this is exactly what I was gonna say. I'm practicing my falsetto.
I don't know if that was technically falsetto, but
I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. So, fuck if I know.
I feel like you're trying to emulate like a classic Hollywood musical or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is
I'm just doing it.
which I
it feels
appreciate.
natural.
You know, because
Maybe I'll switch it up. Maybe I'll do a rap
appreciate
number.
the classics.
I'll do a rap number on the next. Fidget
Like a
spinner.
rap would be nice.
Oh, God.
That'd be super cool.
Shit.
All right.
A lot of pressure.
Juan R. from Kentucky. I'm not going to sing you a song, sir, but I will thank you and give you a big old Johnson for your purchase of the gray Thumbscrew logo black polo shirt. The polo shirts that I sell polo shirts out.
Yeah,
Nice.
right.
They're nice.
Nice.
All right, that's all
Beautiful.
the Johnsons I got.
All right, I got a Johnson from Nathan Mann. Nathan Mann also, fuck,
He is the man.
picked up a fidget spinner.
Got another fidget spinner.
God damn it. All right, I said it would be a rap. All right, Nathan, yeah, he's a boy. Nah, fuck that. He's a man, because his name is Nathan Mann. Yo, bro, get your fidget spinner, take it to the next land. What? He's the man with the plan. He's got a fidget spinner. Nathan Mann.
Word.
To your mother.
That was pretty good. I mean,
Thanks, Nathan. I hope no one else bought a fidget spinner.
give,
Oh my God, there's so many.
chat's not very enthusiastic about
I feel like
your
we crossed
subscriber
the
count
line.
after this.
Oh God. Oh Jesus Christ.
How many of these do you have?
Oh my God, there's another one.
Oh, sweet mercy.
Brandon. I'm just gonna say,
Can you just make a haiku about Brandon?
Brandon, a man of morals, tastes the wind, bought a fidget spinner.
3 more syllables.
Thank you, man.
There you go. All right, that's a haiku.
What is all
Well
this?
done. Well
Oh my
done.
gosh, is this for?
I mean, you don't have to eat it on stream. I just wanted to give it to you.
Oh my gosh,
And
Sweet.
Paul,
Thank
I
you.
know you're probably going home to eat, so I give you some snacks.
Oh, I like snacks.
Oh, cool.
too.
Thank you, honey.
I'll take all the snacks.
Wow,
too.
wifey sauce with the save.
Look at that.
Tons of food. Thank you.
Papas.
Thank you, Brandon, for picking up a fidget spinner. I hope
bottom.
no one else picked up a fidget spinner. Damn it, we got another fidget spinner. How many fidget spinners are there? Jesus again from Glendale, Arizona. Different Glendale than the one we're used to. Thank you for picking up a fidget spinner and a Bitwit Circle logo decal. Jesus.
I was going to say, could you make a limerick?
How does a limerick go?
Hickory dickory dock.
Hickory dickory dock. Okay. Alright. Wow, it's hot.
Yeah.
Very hot.
I got that too.
Literally.
I got that too.
Oh my God.
This is very fresh. It's
Oh my God.
delicious.
So good. So good.
So good. Thank you, Heather, so much for this freshly prepared food.
Oh my god.
This
I'm gonna burn my tongue out.
You didn't notice me a second ago.
No, I didn't. I was totally not focused on
Okay.
your reaction, but now I should be.
Okay.
Hickory dickory dock. Thank you, Jesus, for what you bought. I appreciate that you're helping the fidget spinner come slowly out of stock. And
all right. Hickory dickory dock. Jesus, thanks for what you bought. That's still not the right cadence.
I know.
The fidgets will spin. It'll give you a grin.
But it won't help you enlarge your cock.
There you go.
Ah!
That's a limerick.
Ah, limerick!
That's limerick.
We did it.
Perfect.
We did it. We are the best. Oh my god, let's never do this again. Christopher P. Please no fidget. How many fidget spinners are there? And an Evolution stainless steel bottle opener. Alright, can we do another limerick with Christopher?
Sure.
Oh, Mr. Christopher P.
Da, 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 da.
Hello, Mr. Christopher P. Thank you for picking a spinner from me. I hope it does well, and
Don't go to hell.
don't go to hell. But please don't let it on your
Pee-pee.
knee. Please don't put it on your knee. Yeah, that counts. It counts.
That
It's a
counts.
freaking
It
limerick.
technically counts.
That's the definition
We're-
of a limerick, okay? Sebastian Rath, fidget spinner, awesome hardware Robo Love Black t-shirt. Sebastian. Have you ever played the game Sebastian? No.
Is that a game?
It's a game called Bastion. There's a game called Bastion? Okay. Sebastian. Hello, Mr. Sebastian Rath.
Sebastian was playing
Bastion. And hopefully on a PC.
Got a fidget spinner. Now he's in fashion.
But don't put it on your left knee.
Don't put it on your dick. It's not that thick. Just
Make-
spin it and you'll...
For eternity.
For eternity. Yeah, sure. That one. Okay. It's great. It was poetry.
At some point, we'll come around with some actual limericks that we've thought long and hard about. But in the meantime, oh thank God, Stephen, thank you for picking up not a fidget spinner,
Yay!
but an overclocking mug, a Bitwit Circle logo decal, and a mouse pad. Thank you.
No limericks required.
Sometimes a regular Johnson is enough. I'm so glad. James, thank you for picking up a CPU cooler gaming
James.
mouse pad and a Bitwit Circle logo decal.
Nice.
Decal? Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. You get a Big Johnson. Big Johnson for you. Bitwit white logo black t-shirt for Carol Van de Louvre from New York, New York. Thank you. Thank you. Please not a fidget spinner.
Oh, no.
We got fidget spinnered. Christopher Dixon, Evolution stainless steel bottle opener, mouse pad, and fidget spinner. Hello, Mr.
Chris D.
Hello, Mr. Christopher D. I hope you don't expect much from me. It is a fidget spinner. You won't be a winner, but I hope you'll take this as a treat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that works.
But I don't think you should spend money. I don't think you should spend
How
money.
did it start?
Hello, Christopher D.
Hello, Mr. Christopher D.
Yes,
You shouldn't expect much from me.
right. This limerick sucks. But you spent your bucks. So have a fidget spinner on me.
Although that implies that you're gonna like give him a refund. Or
No,
something.
fuck that. It doesn't have to be historic. It doesn't have to be accurate in that sense. Shut up.
But hey, it works. It works.
Good lord.
It works lyrically, so
That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's fine.
Still counts. Doesn't matter. Scott G. Screw with confidence. Tri-blend t-shirt.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott Johnson.
We also have one Cole Jacobs CPU cooling desk mat and overclocking mug.
Well done.
Johnson to you.
Johnson Cole.
We have one from Joshua R. Bitwit Gaming desk mat. Thank you very much. A mouse pad. Appreciate that. We also have one from Alexander F. who picked up a limited edition Heather Dark Gray t-shirt with the CPU cooler logo. Johnson to you. And we have Gerald Oxier Bitwit logo decal and BIOS flasher shirt. One of my personal faves. And Joseph M. ceramic mug. Maybe the fidget spinners are sold out. Johnson to you, Mr. Sir.
We can only hope.
Jason G. Screw with confidence tri-blend t-shirt. And finally,
Nariana.
Nariana, and her last name's Johnson.
Johnson.
Her last name's
Johnson
actually
for
Johnson. So that's even more perfect. Awesome Hardware Robolove tri-blend t-shirt. Johnson to all of you.
That's perfect.
I'm so sorry that all of those fidget spinner Johnsons were subpar. But
I think you did a good job.
thank you, Paul.
Overall.
Thank you, Paul. I did what I could. I did what I could, and I think that concludes episode 200 of this live stream.
So it goes.
It's been pretty magical.
It has.
And we do have a Twitch raid.
Yes, we do.
As long as it's still going on, I know it was suggested by our moderators a bit ago.
Hopefully they're still
let's
live.
just make sure that he's still live. Yes, he is.
Sweet.
He has 348 viewers, so not bad actually. His name is Anthony Kongfan, and I know of Anthony Kongfan. I don't know him personally, but I know he is a pretty popular streamer. And seems like an all-around chill guy. He's currently playing World of Warcraft Classic, which we talked about on today's show. So go ahead and give him some love. His stream channel is Anthony_Kongfan, KONGPHAN. We'll have our glorious moderators host him in just a bit. But thank you guys so much for tuning in for our 200th live stream on Awesome Hardware.
Indeed.
We'll be back soon.
Thanks, guys.
With a fresh episode soon.
2 weeks. We're not doing a show next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching.
As Ninja would say, we'll be back in a fortnight.
Is that what he says?
No.
Okay.
Stupid pun.
You should say that. That would tie into his brand.
Yes, you should really.
Okay.
You should hire me.
Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.